The Jake Asman Show will begin shortly. Thanks to all these great Patreon members who help support the show. Get your super chats ready. Jake will be here in just a moment. If you love the New York Jets, this is the place to be. And now, the Jake Asman Show.
Mel Kiper Jr. has a brand new mock, and his pick for the Jets certainly will spark a debate. We'll get Robby Sabo's thoughts on that, plus the latest on free agency and much more involving the New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Let's hit it and get it started. Man, our Jets are primed to win another offseason, baby. We bleed Jets green each and every day. Will the playoff drought finally end? Kings of the offseason, baby. This is what we do. At least we have Garrett Wilson. We have Breece Hall. Please subscribe and hit the like button below. Super chats, baby. Cut the line. We have Sauce Gardner. We have Quinn Williams. Prepare to be underdogs. Now it's time to talk all things New York Jets. It's the Jake Asman Show. Here we go. Welcome in, everybody. Click the like button. More importantly, make sure you are subscribed to the channel. If you missed the announcement yesterday, we are officially having a draft party. First time we've done an ASMANIAC draft party, and it will be at Clinton Hall in New York City, located right between Penn Station and Grand Central Station in Midtown, to make it nice and easy for as many people throughout the tri-state to attend. Tickets start at just $30. It includes a free drink with your ticket, as well as an automatic entry into the raffle we're doing that night that will feature awesome prizes like a signed Sauce, Jermaine, Mangold, and I got to add some 80s swag to it, Klecko jersey, all being raffled away that night at the party. Get your tickets. The link is in the description. Spots are limited. A bunch of you bought tickets yesterday, which is awesome, but make sure you get your tickets now for our first ever ASMANIAC draft party. Joining us right now in his weekly spot to talk all things Jets and talk about the draft is the co-founder of JetsXFactor.com, Robby Sabo. Robby, happy Tuesday.
What's up, Jakey boy? How's life in ASMANIAC land? Good.
Life is good, man. The tournament continues. We have the opening round of 64, one region to go yesterday. I don't think you're surprised by this, Robby. Lane Train dominated his matchup against 25. And today, a heavy hitter, the 8-9, Robert C., Rick Kent. So that's what's in store when we open up the polling.
Yeah, Lane Train's like, old school Duke Coach K. He doesn't need Cooper Flagg. He doesn't need. Damn, who was the highly touted draft pick last year that he came up with?
Lane Train, the great Knoble. And this year,
he doesn't need Knoble in March Madness. He's good. It doesn't matter who's on the court. He's good.
I'm with you. All right, let's talk about the NFL draft, because Mel Kiper has his latest mock draft out, and he has the New York Jets selecting tight end Tyler Warren. Now, on the board was the right tackle that has seemingly been mocked to the Jets lately. Right tackle Armin Membu was still there. So, Robby, your thoughts if we fast forward to the NFL draft, and we're at the ASMANIAC draft party. We're sitting back. We're waiting to see what the Jets are going to do 37 days from right now. And they end up selecting tight end Tyler Warren.
Yeah, listen, I wouldn't be stunned. But I don't think he's in the upper tier in terms of leaders in the clubhouse. Membo, that right tackle, thinking trenches, again, I wouldn't be stunned. I'd be stunned if it's Ted McMillan. And I know we're going to talk about him too. That would stun me. Warren, no, because, they have that tight end coach who's now the O-line coach. They preach blocking in an interesting yet effective way. And Warren helps that idea. He helps the trenches. And, with this offense with Fields, I wrote an article the other day, yesterday or 2 days ago, can't remember. Think evolution with Fields and what Glenn and Engstrand are thinking. It's about trying to further the evolution of the rushing quarterback, the designed rushes with the quarterback. Josh Allen, who doesn't do it as much as the others, but Hurts, Lamar Jackson, Jaden Daniels. You don't have to worry about these guys getting their heads ripped off by Lawrence Taylor on the edge because it's less physical. So I think that's where Glenn and Engstrand are going in terms of trying to ride the evolution train. And if you really think about it, we're just scratching the surface of this thing with Lamar and Hurts and the Eagles, the rush heavy offense winning the Super Bowl. So is receiver 2 that high on the priority? That's what makes me think it's not the way they're thinking about this offense.
Here's the rest of the top 10, and this screenshot is courtesy of JetsXFactor.com. Michael
Yeah,
Nadia
baby.
writing a story all about Kiper's mock that we're breaking down now. So you can see Kiper has quarterback 1 and quarterback 3. I don't know if it's necessarily 1, 2, 3 with these quarterbacks, but I don't think when the Jets are there, they're going to be faced with the Shedeur Sanders question. So I'll ignore that for now.
Mhm.
But you look at the options the Jets did have when they were on the board. They could have taken Membu. They obviously could have taken Tet. They could have taken even Will Campbell, who would have been there if the Jets view him as a tackle, or maybe they think, hey, Simpson's a free agent after next year. AVT's in the last year of his deal. Maybe we put him at right tackle and we take Campbell if we want to play him at guard. But you could see the other options that were available for the Jets. Your thoughts on still going Warren, despite how Kiper laid out this mock?
I think it's I'd be shocked. I mean, maybe not shocked, just somewhat surprised because if Campbell's there, listen, I don't want to tell anyone stuff I don't know. I haven't dug into Campbell film, so I don't know. But if he's a tweener, in which he might be a guard, but you feel comfortable that he could play tackle at the NFL level, right tackle's fine. Especially in this offense. If it's a Manning or Brady or Rodgers offense, no, you don't want a tweener type playing right tackle. You need that pass pro. But a tweener type at right tackle in this offense with RPO, with play action, with read option, yeah, man, give me the mauler. Give me the tweener type who could also play guard at right tackle. You want that power. You want that type, that prototype. So, Campbell, if it's between Campbell and Warren, without looking at Campbell on film, too in depth yet, I think it would be Campbell.
What's interesting is he has Dart, for what it's worth, going here at number 9. I do wonder if other teams view Dart seemingly the way Kiper does. Could the Jets potentially get someone to trade up to 7? Because if this scenario played itself out, I'd love to potentially trade out of 7 here, because I think you still could get Warren at 9 if that's your
Yeah.
guy. And even if I can't get Warren, Membu could still potentially be there, or I could take one of these stud defensive players. Like, I'd love to get extra picks if this mock played itself out.
Yeah, agreed. And I think that's the question. 2 mocks had Abdul Carter falling to the Jets at 7. The 33rd team was the first, and then I think PFF was another. We wrote a quick thing up on the PFF one, and the reason why it happened is thanks in part to Dart shooting up to the top 3. It went Ward 1. I think PFF had the Giants and Tennessee trading and flipping. So Cam Ward to the Giants at 1, Shedeur 2, and then Dart 3. And then Abdul Carter fell to 7. And if that happens, I mean, Glenn's going to run to the podium, no question. But yeah, to answer your question, if Dart keeps going with this climb and gets in the top 10, there's a lot that could be done there in terms of trading with a QB hungry team for sure.
Yeah, it's going to be fascinating to me because, you look at Mason Graham. He's off the board in this scenario. I wonder if they had both Graham and Warren on the board, who they would take.
It's a tough one because they just signed Nandi, Leonard Taylor, Quinnen Williams. I don't think Glenn is happy in terms of his two gappers, his guys, his interior guys who could eat up blocks. He's looking for more, and it's not easy to find those guys. Graham, what is he, like 317, 319? He's not. I think ideally Glenn would want someone who's more of a two gapper than Graham. I'm not saying Graham can't pull it off. He can, but it's not that perfect fit. But throw that aside. Just looking at the two players in a vacuum, I think he goes Graham over Warren.
By the way, I don't see Jackson Dart going in the top 10 for what it's worth. I think this is classic media overreaction to nothing happening.
Yeah, I think it's that, and the fact that, and it is a fact that these quarterbacks get just hoisted up. It happens. Sometimes it happens early. Sometimes it happens late. They get hoisted up into spots they don't deserve any recognition, but it just happens because of the position and because they're lotto tickets, essentially. You don't have to negotiate a contract like the old days where, negotiating a contract, you couldn't draft a guy in some cases. You'd have to pass on him because his agent would say, hey, you better sign this deal because if you draft us, we're not going to sign. So they're lotto tickets. I mean, because if you draft them and it doesn't work out, you move on. We've seen it time and again. If I had to put my money on it, will Dart go in the top 10? I would say no. First round, yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, you heard Robbie use the phrase just there, lotto tickets.
Mm.
Well, how about raffle tickets? This week's Asmaniac raffle featuring a signed Don Maynard jersey, signed Garrett Wilson helmet, signed Wayne Corbett helmet, who happens to be Robbie's co-host on the Underdog Jets podcast, signed Brandon Marshall jersey, and I'll make a promise to the Asmaniacs. If we get 20 memberships gifted in this show, I will reveal what the 5th prize is for our wide receiver themed Asmaniac raffle. And guess what? We only need 19 because June, the GM, just became a YouTube channel member. He signed up himself. So that's a raffle entry.
June, are you the dude from the Twitter Spaces? Put it in the comments.
I don't think he is. I think it's a different June.
Damn.
Sorry to disappoint.
I didn't mean damn. I still like this June too, but the other June is like my brother from another mother, so to speak.
I see.
Yeah.
Also, if you sign up to come to our draft party, you buy your ticket during the show and I see it, you get a shout out. So let's give a huge shout out to Eric Kelly, who just purchased a draft ticket to join us this upcoming April. Get your draft tickets. The link is in the description where you can get your ticket and reserve your spot. Comments, questions, super chats. We'll cut the line. I'm seeing June or Thunderlips say it sucks I can't gift memberships off my iPhone.
Thunderlips.
I'll tell you what, Thunderlips, you can send in the equivalent super chat, and that will still count. So don't worry.
Thunderlips. That's a hell of a name, let me tell you.
Like this one from Mimosa, a $100 super chat, baby. Let's just not screw up our draft pick. Before I talk about Mimosa super chat, Mimosa reached out, and she's been a huge supporter of the show. She's won a bunch of raffle prizes. Her signed Sack Exchange jersey is actually arriving today, I was told. Mimosa is with her mom right now, who's dealing with some health stuff in the hospital. So everyone send your well wishes to Mimosa and her family, her mom. So I appreciate the support, Mimosa. And I would agree. Can the Jets not screw this pick up, Robbie? Which is why first-year GM, first-year head coach, right, brand new regime. It wouldn't shock me if they take the safer route, and if Graham is there versus Warren, they say, no one's going to kill us if we take Mason Graham, versus if they take Tyler Warren and it doesn't work out, it's, well, other than Brock Bowers, how could you take a tight end in the top 7?
Yeah, I mean, that gives you cover. But, knowing Glenn, trying to project his mentality based on what he said and how he's coached, I think he's going to abide by the inside-out philosophy, just build from the trenches and out. And by the way, I want to make one thing clear. A lot of Jets fans are, I see this. They're finally doing things the right way. They're going the slow way. Douglas did the same thing, my people. If anything, he went as slow as possible. Didn't sign any big name free agents. Built from the inside out. The coaching was just horrible. And I don't care if you draft the best guys. If your coaching is horrible, they're not going to turn out to be productive. Period. So that's the key here. Is the coaching legit? We got to hope so. I think the best bet for Jets fans, if you're going to project this thing out, is to think inside first, inside out, get the trenches right. And then that sprinkles out to everywhere else and gets the ceiling up for the other guys, receivers, DBs, linebackers, what have you.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Once again, shout out to Mimosa for giving us a $100 super chat. That is the equivalent of 20 entries in the next Asmaniac raffle. Big Steve writes in, I think we go OT or tight end Warren unless for some reason Abdul Carter is there, like in that recent mock. I mean, if Carter's there, you have to take him at 7. I don't care what injury he has. It's not an injury that's going to prevent him from playing next year.
Agreed. He's that, arguably the best player in the draft, the best talent in the draft. You take him. You don't even think about it. I don't care what you have on the roster. He's that damn special in my eyes, and you don't pass that up.
Yeah, the thing is, at this stage, I just feel like it's going to be another weapon versus O-line debate for the second year in a row. Like I guess
Always,
Graham
dude.
could be in play if he's there at 7, but I don't
Yeah.
think he's going to be there at 7. So I feel like we're going to be debating last year all over again, where they ultimately went O-line, which I have no regrets. I think it makes sense.
There's a
But this
good
year,
pick.
I think they're going to go weapon. I think they're going to take Tyler Warren.
Is that you think it's gonna be Warren, huh? Listen, it's like this every year, dude. It's always trenches versus weapon, you know. And then the casuals come out and want a sexy pick, and I'm not calling anyone casual here, but you know what I mean. Like it's always that philosophy, and then some of the older school diehard guys say trenches no matter what, even though it's obvious they should go weapon in this spot because of the player. So on both sides, the argument is ridiculous. It's a year by year basis type thing where every scenario is unique in its own right. Um, but you know, I think the takeaway here, the two takeaways around this time of year is one, people get married to the mocks way too much, and number two, people get married to positions way too much. You know, it's like our political atmosphere. You know, we don't look at the individual enough. There's not enough individualism. Okay, Tet's a receiver. I want a receiver. Okay, Warren's a tight end. I want a tight end. No, what about those players? What about the person? What about the attributes? I think that's something we have to look at a lot more.
Well, the thing too with Warren, you could argue, well, he's obviously a weapon. He's also an elite blocker, so he's going to help your running game. And if you leave him in for pass protection, he's going to help there as well. So you're basically addressing two major areas that were weaknesses a year ago with one pick at number 7.
Yeah, dude, he could block. He's in line, no question. And Bowers, while he's much more electric in terms of the vertical threat stuff and possession stuff, you know, Warren could do that, do the dirty work inside in the trenches. So that's going to be really appealing, no question. He's gonna be in the mix. You can't cast him aside under no circumstances.
Michael says, I hear what Robbie's saying, but to me, Warren is just a football player AG wants.
Oh no, dude, I'm not. You know, if I'm coming off saying that Warren's not possible, don't think that. Warren is absolutely possible. He is absolutely in the mix, no question about it. I'm just talking about when you're getting to the few options that you have. You know, one of the tackles, Graham, Warren. That's the discussion we're having. It's not that Warren's not a possibility. He absolutely is.
If you're watching this live right now, thanks for tuning in. There's 370 of you in here. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel as we talk Jets each and every day. Another reminder to reserve your spot to our first ever ASMANIAC draft party coming up at Clinton Hall in New York City. The whole venue is ours, ASMANIACs. It's going to be a hell of a night, and we're going to work on trying to get Robby Sabo to skip going to the Jet facility for draft night and instead have some beers and watch the draft with us.
I'm being torn in different directions right now. I don't know what to do. We'll see. We'll see what happens. If Bobby Midnight wins the whole thing, Bobby or Mikey win the whole thing, I'll go to the draft party.
You had to throw Mikey in there because I feel like Mikey, at this point, has a way better chance than Bobby Midnight.
Hey, Mikey was my pick, and Bobby knows I love him, but, you know, in terms of, see, Bobby's got that personality. You know, he's the perfect radio personality. Make the people love you or hate you. Mikey's not the radio personality. He's just that fun-loving, you know, sidekick who's going to do well in this sort of tournament. That's why I picked him. So one of those two dudes win, I'll be there that night. That's a promise.
Jack Follinsby just signed up to our draft party. Thank you, Jack. Looking forward to seeing you at the party. You sign up during the show, I get an email alert, so then I can shout you out in real time. Bo with a super chat. We're going to get to ASMANIAC Madness coming up, so be ready to vote in our matchup today. It's a good one. Rick Kent, the 9 seed, the 8 seed, Robert C. Until then, though, this from Bo. If we don't have a short yardage threat with an arguably short yardage quarterback, what are we doing? Warren is the logical choice from all angles. Well, I do think the field signing, it certainly doesn't hurt the Jets leaning with Warren if it comes down to like what the tiebreaker would be, let's say.
What does he mean by short yardage quarterback?
Well, he's saying if we don't have a short yardage threat with arguably a short yardage quarterback, what are we doing?
Like sneaks?
I think he's just talking about like physical football, like running smash mouth type of football they want to play.
I think Fields Fields could nail the sneak down. And I'm not saying brotherly shove or tush push, but when I said evolution before in that article I wrote about, I, look, I don't know what's going to happen, but I just all I could do is explain to you what I think the process is, and I think the process is Glenn is looking around the landscape and wants to push that evolution further. The rule changed in 2005 where you were allowed to push a guy. You know, when Reggie Bush pushed Matt Leinart in across the goal line in Notre Dame against Notre Dame to win that game, I think it was 2004, 2003. I was irate because it was illegal play. A year or two later, it became legal in the NFL in 2005. 15 or 18 years passed before the tush push and a coach actually took advantage of that rule. That's an example of certain things that are just lying out there waiting for coaches to take advantage of to further this evolution of design quarterback rushes. So don't be surprised if Glenn and Engstrand are working on stuff like that in that vein where Fields are going to be good short yardage in terms of sneaks. They do something like the brotherly. They have to have the personnel, yes, but I think that is their goal. That is their mindset.
The big fella says, wish we could draft Dart, but not at 7, and he won't be there in the second. Let's get Warren, get a big defensive tackle or wide receiver in round 2. Altoon jersey. I'll tell you what, big fella, I couldn't come through with the Altoon jersey, but if you're interested in the signed helmet, all I'm going to say is stay tuned because we got some great Asmaniac raffle prizes that have yet to be announced. Now, as far as his first point, he likes Dart. That's fine. I don't think the Jets are going to take Dart at 7 after they gave Fields $30 million guaranteed. That said, if they went Warren and then even doubled down on receiver in the second round, I don't mind that either. I understand we want to fix the defense, but we have a defensive head coach and a stout defensive coordinator. There is talent on this defense. I think the defense will be better with Jermaine back. I think Sauce is going to play a lot better this upcoming year. Carter's going to be healthy now. You brought back Sherwood. Like, to me, there's enough pieces on this defense where if they went offense with their first and second round picks, I don't mind. I think that makes sense given how they've neglected adding any weapons in free agency so far.
I agree. It's, you look at their plan right now and it's high ceiling. It's high ceiling. High floor. It's high floor, lower to medium ceiling. High floor of Fields means, close to the chest, run the ball, try to push that evolution further, less risk. I mean, he's not the greatest pocket passer. I don't like him in terms of, I'm less high on him than others are in terms of his passing, but it's a higher floor. So I'd be shocked if they go with Dart and take that risk. I think they're going to want to shore up the trenches. I wouldn't be shocked if they go with a QB on day 2, however. I think that is in the cards.
If you're watching this live right now, hit the like button because, folks, it is time for another Asmaniac Madness matchup. Yesterday, just to reset, our first Lane Train region matchup featured the 1 seed, Lane Kerner, the Lane Train, defeating 25, which then brings us to today's matchup. Robert C. versus Rick Kent, the 8-9, as we make our way through the opening round of the greatest tournament in the history of sports. Here's where we stand in the train region. You'll see it on the screen. Lane is moving on. You got Robert C. and Rick Kent on this show. And then this afternoon, the beatdown of all beatdowns is being predicted. Jay Graves and B-Mac, the 5-12 on our show this afternoon. We got Kyle Clifton and Phenom tomorrow. Chef Kevin and Snowball tomorrow afternoon. You guys know the drill by now. We do a matchup per show throughout the month of March. So, Robbie, are you ready for some Asmaniac Madness?
No, they're ready. Come on now. This is the best. I mean, I think I took Jay Graves. I'm sorry. I think I took B-Mac in the 5-12 upset. And by the way, shout out to the committee for setting that up. I mean, that's a stellar setup. B-Mac in the 12 seed. I got to be honest.
Drama. A lot of drama.
Dude. And St. John's, shout out to
B-Mac is an unpopular pick.
Who, B-Mac?
Yeah.
Why? What happened? Am I not up to date on everything Asmaniac?
Well, let's just say B-Mac has made some choice comments over the last couple of appearances that haven't sit right with a lot of people.
Oh, damn it. The controversy in Jetsland. We can't avoid it.
But people love controversy.
Yeah, got that right. Let's see. I had something else. Oh, Johnny. Shout out to the Johnnies. Listen, They better beat Omaha. They should just run them out of the building. And then their round 2 matchup should be okay. It's going to be funny if it's Calipari against Patino. But what a disgrace it was, the Duke region. I mean, how easy could the committee have made it for Duke, that region? It's like, it's just an absurd disgrace. The ASMANIAC committee is just infinitely better than the NCAA committee.
Our committee would not have had UNC in the tournament if they let us do it.
UNC is a tough one, but I'm so much more appalled at the Duke thing. Like, their region is cupcake central. It's outrageous.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time. Jim Nance, get us going, baby.
It's time for ASMANIAC Madness. Who will cut the nets down as the top ASMANIAC for 2025? Some of you don't even care, but we do. Let's get to it.
Vote, vote, vote. Voting is open. Rick Kent, the 9 seed. Robert C., the 8 seed. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. All right, some super chats here. This one is from Terrence, who writes in, Robbie, your take on 1 wide receiver, 2 tight ends, 2 running back set.
Yeah, I think you're going to see some of it. I mean, listen, it's tough to run that a lot. I don't care who you are, even the Eagles, even the Ravens. 11 personnel rules the roost. Sometimes it's easy to confuse and conflate a rush-heavy offense with bigger personnel, like 2 tight ends or 12 personnel instead of 11 personnel. It used to be more commonplace back in the old days where you'd go jumbo, you'd go heavy packages like Parcells and run the crap out of the ball. These days, it's more wide open, and you want to spread the defense out. Even if you're a rush-heavy team, you're going to go gun, 3x1, 11 personnel, gun, 2x2, 11 personnel, and you can still do everything you want. RPOs, read options, zone reads, a ton of play action, get the quarterback on the edge, sprint him out, boot him, leave the DN naked, all that good stuff. So, yeah, will they use that personnel 22 more than other teams? Sure, but it's still going to be 11 personnel. That rules it.
I think we're going to see a lot of 12 personnel for sure.
Yes, there'll be a lot of 12 for sure. 11 and 12 will rule their offense 100%.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. Make sure you vote in ASMANIAC Madness, a tournament unlike any other. Super chat from Robert, who says, I read Dart has problems in the 4th quarter. I believe you did a Dart review, correct?
Yeah, I did the Georgia game. I'm still in the middle of doing another one. It's going to be released soon. JitsXFactor.com. Check it out. Good stuff. Promo code Asman. ASMAN, I believe.
That is correct.
Yes. Against Georgia, he didn't have problems in the 4th quarter. I'll tell you that. And the way I like to do film reviews is I'm not going to take the best stuff or the worst stuff from every game of his. I'm going to focus on one game at a time, because when reviewing these guys, the context is very important. Okay. So you want to keep it to a small time period. And I pulled, I think, 12 or 13 plays from that Georgia game, half positive, half negative. 4th quarter, he was pretty solid. And in that game specifically, it was Georgia, great opponent. They were home. So he came out very conservative, like a game manager. And that, had my eyebrow raised. I mean, like, is he not ready for the moment? Is he too conservative? First play, smash concept, 3-step drop. He could have drilled the quick stop for 3, 4, 5 yards and let him run. He held onto it, got sacked. A little timid. Next play, he kind of carried the first play over, pressure on him, threw it up, interception. But from that point forward, he was solid, and he gained confidence and was still game manager, but he wasn't conservative. He was aggressive in the right spots. And the 4th quarter, he was great. So, more on that to come, but I gotta find the next game to do, and I'm in the middle of it right now. So stay tuned for that. But first game against Georgia, he was solid in the 4th quarter.
All right. Well, we'll get more on him as we go and get closer and closer to the draft. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll get back to our conversation with Mr. Robby Sabo in a moment. But I got to talk about a brand new sponsor, all right? I have been using, over the last couple of weeks, a brand new razor. That razor is an Atlas razor. House of Atlas is our latest sponsor here on the show. They are a brand new razor company that just hit the market several weeks ago. They gave me some of their new products to try out. The razor, obviously. Also, some of their aftershave and pre-shave creams and serums, whatever you want to call it. But I've been using it now the last couple of weeks, and I love how it smells, and I love how smooth it makes my face as well. So if you are in the market for a new razor, for something that will feel good and smell good on your face, House of Atlas, and I got a promo code that will get you 15% off both the razor kit and the before and after set. That's the creams I was just talking about. Code Asman at checkout. It's linked in the description. It's houseofatlas.com/Asman. I'm telling you, smooth razor, and it's way more affordable than some of the other companies out there. So support our new sponsor because they support me, and they will help you get a great shave. And some of you need to shave out there. I won't name names, but you know who I'm talking about. Houseofatlas.com, promo code Asman. Shout out to them for being a part of the Asmaniac community. We say hello once again to Robby Sabo. And Robby, are you ready for some calls?
Yeah, and why'd you get rid of me on the ad? Because I can't grow a beard? Is that why?
Well, yeah, maybe I did do that.
I'm like a 13-year-old with my facial hair. I get it.
Super chat here. Bang Mateo. Gil Brandt told me Kiper doesn't attend games, pro day, workouts, Senior Bowl, or the combine. Kiper has a nice racket going at ESPN. Couple things here. Gil Brandt is no longer with us. And two, I'm pretty sure Mel was at the combine. And he has contacts all around the league, and he talks to people. And what, he can't put on tape and evaluate it and share his opinion?
Yeah. Yeah, and listen, when he first started, it was a different era. It was a completely different world. And he was the first to do it. He was the godfather of that specific job, so to speak. And back in those days, in the media, no one was breaking down film. Nobody. Zero people. It's different these days. It's way different. So, is he that infused in terms of the film? Probably no, probably not. But he's still the godfather of that spot, no question.
Comments, questions, super chats will in fact cut the line as we talk to Robby Sabo. This one is from Aced Up, who says, "What up, Jake? What up, Aced Up? Hey, Aced Up, you don't have $1.99 to say what up to Robby as well? What are we doing around here?"
Yeah, come
on. Bo C is the first to gift today. He's in the Asmaniac raffle for 10. Let's go, baby. This is for you, Bo.
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Oh, yeah. Oh, speaking of poo, we'll get Sabo's take on the latest Gorman controversy in a moment. 7 ways to win one. Zatara, Jet Worldwide, Joe Giamo, Jahai Sterling, Private, Adrian Argundy, RT the Brand, and Diho Low 3X, all receiving channel memberships from Bo. Bo, thank you as always for your support. All right, Robby, before we get to some calls, I want to get your thoughts on the latest controversy here involving one of the key members of this community, the #1 seed in the ASMANIAC Madness tournament, Charles Gorman. So, yesterday, Mr. Gorman was a guest on the Bobby Midnight program.
Yeah.
And it appeared, you tell me, like he was wiping his rear end live on the show.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Now, so many things are troubling with the clip. One, at the very end, Bobby acting like it's totally normal for a grown man to be wiping his derriere on a YouTube show. But, Charles, what are we doing? Now, the controversy is this, though. Some think Charles is saying he's wiping his hands. I've listened to this clip 787 times. I listened to it, and the more I hear it, the more I think he is, in fact, saying he is wiping his rear end. One more time, bottom left corner, focus in, Robby. Then we want your official take on what you think is happening.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my hands right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's wiping his ass. Yeah,
You think so?
Yeah, he's wiping his ass. Let's just hope. Was he in the bathroom? That's the thing. Like, could we figure out the location of his dwelling where he took that video? But yeah, no, Bobby, your response was 100 times more troubling than Gorman's actual protagonist mood there. So Bobby, you got some explaining to do, buddy.
Look, I'm all for Aaron Glenn, but I think he's partly responsible for that clip because let's just say Charles Gorman was inspired after this.
Yeah, hey, dude, Gorman.
He's not playing? What the hell? Where's my AG clip?
We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Yeah, he's built for it, all right. Jeez, Gorman. There's got to be a PR team behind Gorman because, interestingly, it feels like, he's always been a legend in the community here, but interestingly, it feels like he has more hits. He has more of the hits. The Gorman hits are coming around March, around this time.
You know what they say? Great players, great teams, they rise to the occasion in the big moments. Charles Gorman has proven why he's been a 1 seed these last couple of weeks.
Yeah, dude. He's, he busts his butt. He does a good job.
Ladies and gentlemen, ASMANIAC Madness is ongoing. We have a matchup, if you're tuning in late, that needs your vote. Rick Kent, the 9 seed, is currently up 58-42 over Robert C. in our train region round of 64. Almost 200 votes have been cast. So vote, vote, vote if you want your voice to be heard in ASMANIAC Madness. All right, we got some super chats here. Then we'll mix in some calls. But first, I want to give a huge shout out to the T-Town Jet, who gifted 1 membership and is in the ASMANIAC raffle for 1 by gifting said membership. All right, this one is from Thunderlips, who says, Robby, looks like our defense will be a lot of man and blitzing. They seem to be focused on back end of the D for quality, just blitzing more than they could block. You see a corner at 7, a possibility, and all I see is John Cusack. Yes, we know Robby looks like John Cusack, as we talked about last week. Good point, Thunderlips. You're in the raffle for 5 with this $20 super chat. And Robby, as far as what he's asking you about, feel free to comment.
Yeah, it's a good thought. Will they blitz more than they have? Yes. I mean, big time. Glenn loves to send pressure, no question. I think only Flores blitzed more than him this past season, so going to be sending pressure. The key is who's going to be his Brian Branch. I would argue maybe Michael Carter. I mean, he's going to definitely play slot corner still, but who's going to be that next hybrid safety that's going to play low and press? And the key to watch out for are the 2 safeties. Who's going to be the center fielder? Who's going to be the hybrid, the Brian Branch? But I think it starts before he even gets to that stuff. It starts with the trenches and stopping the run. That's going to be the major need. Brought back Sherwood. I was unsure if they would. I still think this means trouble for Quincy because I think Glenn wants a thumper, a heavier linebacker next to Sherwood now because he's here long term. Sherwood and Quincy together are very light. They're very east-west. They're very go around blocks instead of, filling and spilling. So look to the trenches first, but that's a good thought. And there was a couple of other comments. Cusack makes sense. I get it. Oh, here we go. I think Robby has sleep apnea. Credible commenter. You have to explain to me why you think that so I can go to my doctor immediately. I'm a very heavy sleeper, so it's possible. I need to know the clues here.
All right. Well, maybe someone's a doctor out there. That's
I mean, how do you look at someone and think they have sleep apnea? Like, there's probable clues, but I gotta be informed. The more you know. That's my goal here.
Bo says risky business / mission impossible. Sabo.
The hell does that mean?
John Cusack.
He was in a Mission Impossible?
I'm guessing that's what it's referencing.
Risky business. Wasn't that Tom Cruise?
Well, is he saying you look like Tom Cruise? Because that's high praise.
Our religions are not quite aligned, but yeah, okay.
Was he in Mission Impossible? I guess he was in Mission Impossible 3, but I don't remember him in that movie.
Yeah, I don't even know if I saw it, to be honest.
Johnny Boy writes in, vote Rick Kent. Let's go Mets. Robby, something in Spanish there. Manito.
What's up, my hombre or human or something? Who knows?
All right, Johnny Boy. Thank you very much. take your word for it because I don't speak any Spanish.
Yeah,
I barely speak English.
That's the most I speak right there.
Aced up with a $10 super chat. You hung up. Why up, Robbie? Not sure what it means.
I was waiting for someone to address that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Aced up, thank you. He wrote LOL calling like aced up. It is pinned every time. So that's how you could call it like you did yesterday. Same thing.
Mhm.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, let's get to some calls, shall we? First up today on the Gustbuster hotline is the first person to sign up to be a member on the show this morning. June, the GM. June, you better be at the draft party, man. We need a real GM there.
No,
Hey.
June.
Hey, listen, I don't want you to think that I, didn't follow. What happened was I had to create a whole new page because of this live stream I was trying to do.
Yeah.
So I had to just be a member again. So, I never left. I did want to bring it. I will be in the draft party, by the way. That's my goal. I will be there live in full effect. So anybody who wants to punch me in the face, you could get it over with then and there because I'll be there. So this question is for Mr. Sabo and for you, Mr. Asman. We always talk about what we want in a draft, right? Some people want Warren. I've been banging the table for him. Not necessarily at 7. I like to trade back if we can. Some people like Ted. I do not like him. He looks slow of foot. Some people say Membuo. Everybody got who they want. But let me ask you guys this question. What would be a disaster of a pick if we made it on draft day night at number 7? What to you guys would be a pick that you're like, oh my God, why did we just do that?
Quarterback.
Kyle Brady. I don't know. It's tough. I can't even think of one right now, to be honest, because the mocks are so ingrained in my head. I'm sure you have one. Who do you think?
For me is I know I'm not getting heat for this, but I don't like Will Campbell. I think he's gonna be a bust in the league. I don't like the way he looks, the way he moves. I don't like his show. I just don't like something about that kid. I think he's overrated. I just don't like him, but that doesn't mean he won't turn out to be good. But I would be disappointed if we draft him.
Yeah, no, dude, that's I don't think anyone could hate on you for that. That is absolutely a fair take. The fact that he's a tweener already it raises eyebrows. But I think for certain, you don't want him in certain offenses, and we're talking about pocket passing offenses, and I don't think that's not going to be the Jets. So I think he would work well with the Jets, but I get it. I get what you're saying.
June, we will see you at the party, my man. Looking forward to it. Gator writes in, when Sabo watches a Charles Gorman fart clip, he looks like Beaker from the Muppet Show.
Who the hell's Beaker? Who is Beaker? You got to show me.
Now I'm going to have to Google that. Kevin is in the raffle for one by gifting a membership to himself. Kevin, thank you very much. Man, I'm just going to Google Beaker real quick. Beaker.
Yeah, orange
Muffin
hair.
Show. Let's see. Oh, okay. I think I see this. I think I see where Gator's going here.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I get it. I mean, Gorman, it's appalling, brother. Like, was it wet wipe or just regular toilet paper? And were you in the bathroom? I think that's the main question on my mind.
Beaker. Got a great orange mustache, it looks like here. Let's pull this up. Shout out to the Muppets, by the way. Love them.
And Fraggle Rock for my old heads. Fraggle Rock was the good stuff.
There he is. That's Robby Sabo when he watches Charles Gorman potentially fart or wipe his derriere.
Yeah, dude, it's I can't disagree. It's gonna stay with me for a good 48 hours.
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just working my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Wipegate. That's what they're calling it. The latest controversy.
Yeah, Bobby, we gotta talk to Bobby to see what he heard. That's pressing.
I got news for you. I don't know if Bobby's available at this show. I think he's in the process of potentially getting a job today.
Burger King?
Different job. He didn't get the Burger King job. A job that could be assigned to him today.
No way. Good job. Good job, Bobby.
Ladies and gentlemen, to your calls we go. First up is Lions Chuck, who has a beautiful aesthetic where he's calling us from. What's up, Lions Chuck? I believe this is Captain Chuck.
It is Captain Chuck. Great to be here. I'm so excited. I took a shower today.
Now, for those who don't know, Captain Chuck is the guy that I'm working with on the ASMANIAC Cruise Summer 2026. So hopefully this audience gets a chance to get to know you, Captain Chuck.
Well, the thing I wonder is like Charles, I'm sure his voice is changing, but his breath is still the same.
What's wrong with his breath? I don't know about the breath.
Yeah, well, I'd like to make 2 points, and one is an apology to Jets fans. As a Lions fan all my life, I really thought we had it the worst. But all those terrible years, we were occasionally getting in a playoff. We had a Barry Sanders, we had a Calvin Johnson. I had no idea the drought just on winning seasons for the Jets. I was absolutely blown away, and I feel your pain. And the second point, because I know you have a lot of people, I really like Aaron Glenn. My only concern is his stubbornness. And let me explain. A couple years ago, the Lions came out and were trounced defensively in the first half, came out, tightened it up in the second half, and the Lions won. And an interview with Aaron Glenn, they said, well, what adjustments did you make at halftime? He said, none. I just told them, get their ass in gear and win the game. At the time, I really appreciated that. I thought it was great. But the more I watched the Lions not adjust, it frustrated me. And I hope as a head coach, maybe he becomes a little less stubborn. And that's the only point I wanted to make. I think he's a great hire, and let's hope he does a fantastic job, because I know the players are going to love him.
Yeah, great point. There are signs of that stubbornness, and that's been my thing in terms of Glenn. Leadership, great. I think he checks all those boxes. He's going to hold guys accountable. He's going to challenge them. Like guy like Garrett Wilson, I think he's going to challenge, which is great. Sauce, he's going to challenge. Quinnen, same thing. There are stubbornness signs in terms of strategy on the film and, watching his Detroit stuff. But the field signing could go either way. It could be stubbornness in his defensive mind is taking over the entire team and infiltrating it to a point where it just doesn't work with today's league, like we saw with Saleh, like we saw with Rex in his old days when the league started changing. Bowles to a degree until Bowles ran into Brady. Or it could be that, like I mentioned before on the show, he's trying to push innovation, and he's trying to find the next big thing that works in the NFL with that rushing quarterback. So it could work both ways. It's going to be interesting.
Well, I appreciate your time, and I'll keep watching. Thanks again, Jake.
Chuck, where are you calling us from? The chat thinks you're at a desert. I believe you're in Panama, right?
Well, yeah, this is the view from my office. I'm in a town called Boquete, Panama. And I always said the Lions will win a Super Bowl when our volcano explodes again, and I'm a little worried about that.
It must be nice. Chuck, you're the man. Call back more, all right?
Okay, Jake, thanks.
Captain Chuck, check it in. And for those who are in the Discord, he's the guy that reached out about the ASMANIAC Cruise. So we're putting together a plan for that for summer 2026. The question is, will he allow Charles Gorman on the cruise, or will that sink the cruise like the Titanic because of how bad Charles Farts could be?
This guy's unbelievable. Does he want to be on the cruise? Is there discussion about that or no?
I have not asked Charles if he wants to go on a cruise. Just trying to get him to come to the draft party yesterday was a whole production.
Why? Charles, you're not going to be there? Listen, Charles, what was the promise I made? Oh, if Mikey Midnight or Bobby Midnight wins, I'm definitely going to the draft party. You better be there, Charles. That's all I got to say. And that is a direct threat. Report me to the authorities.
Fair.
Yeah.
Comments, questions, super chats, cut the line. Nick Shine's missing toe checks in. Does Gorman use dude wipes? I don't know.
Does Nick Shine have a missing toe?
He does have a missing toe. And he has a YouTube account as well. The missing toe does.
That's funny.
Aced up with a $10 super chat. Last one was thought you hung up with Robby. So what up, Robby? And I don't know if it's just me or what it is. I'm on my phone and don't know how to access pins. So it's a pin link. Aced up. You got to remove the poll and the AI if you're calling from your phone, and you'll see the pin link to the StreamYard link. That's how you can do it. One of my mods can walk you through how to do it. Just comment in the chat.
Yeah. Again, we were just talking about before the show. StreamYard's got to get an app or something for the computer. I don't get this browser only thing. I don't understand.
Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. She is in action later today. The 5 seed in the train region. Jay Graves is on the line. Hello, Jay Graves.
Hello, boys. How are you guys?
Good. What's up, Jay Grit? Sorry, I picked against you in the tournament.
I was gonna say I'm a little disappointed in you, Robbie.
What do you want from me? I got to go
What
with
are
my
you gonna
gut.
do? I know you're not up on all the Asmaniac drama, so
I try, but it's it is daily.
it's a lot.
Yeah, dude,
Well,
I love it.
I'll give you a real quick debriefing. Like mid-January, he called in because that's when Alan retired, and I happen to very much like Alan. And I did like BMAC. I mean, I like him as a person, like he's fine or whatever. But he kept saying about how we had to celebrate Alan's not here. He's also not BMAC, not a Jet fan. So I put in the chat, all I put was "shut up" and pot stirrer Jake over here put it up on while he's talking. So BMAC goes, "Shut up, Jay Graves, I'll fight you." And then Jake was like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa. Are you saying you fight a woman?" He goes, "Of course." And said it like in a way of like, why not?
It was in a joking manner, right? Like he was being sarcastic, obviously.
Nope. He seemed quite serious.
BMAC.
Yeah. And I mean, I didn't get upset. Like, I hear worse things than that 20 times a day. But a lot of there's a lot of dudes in here that have wives and sisters and daughters and did not appreciate that comment. So,
BMAC, are you an only child? Because I had 2 sisters and a brother, and
yeah.
never can you say that. That is, I mean, listen, you could have a douchey, sarcastic sense of humor. I've been accused of that before, and
Now he has apologized though, Robbie. But here's the thing: he says he respects women because he goes to the beach and watches them in swimsuits
and spends money at the strip clubs.
Yes, he supports. He respects women because he goes to strip clubs. It's another famous BMAC line in that apology.
I'll go with him on that one. That's empowerment. he's supporting a new industry that's getting shout outs in Hollywood. I've heard. So the first one, inexcusable.
Yeah. But I was actually on the draft. I'm not really I don't watch a lot of college football. I was Sauce Garner that year that we got Sauce. The year that we got I can't think of the outside rusher we got. Will McDonald. I really didn't care either way. Last year I definitely wanted O-line. This year, I just because the regime's so new, I know we have needs, but we know what the needs are, but we don't completely know because we don't know what Aaron Glenn's going to do yet. But my thing is either want to trade back. I don't want a quarterback. Either trade back and get assets, or I want interior linemen for defense. But I know somebody said it's a deep class. I don't know if 7's worth it. But tight end, I wouldn't mind either. So I kind of just don't get a quarterback. If we get a quarterback, I'll be upset that night.
Yeah, I don't think they're drafting a quarterback at 7. No, I'd be stunned. It's not that they wouldn't to compete with Fields. I could see them wanting to do that. It's just that there's so many other directions that are more pressing, and there's got to be a day 2 quarterback or 2 that they like. So think trenches, think tackle. Graham, I think, like we said before, I think Graham and Warren are sort of Warren before Graham. Maybe I'm starting to change my mind on that, but tackle is still the leader. Trade down or tackle is still leading the way, I think, for me.
Yeah, but I am going to be at Jake's his watch party, draft party, so I'm excited about that.
You and Genergy, 2 of the OG 4.5 percenters will be there.
Is BMAC going?
He's not local.
Oh,
I think he's at the New England somewhere.
Called the National Guard.
I'll kick his ass. No.
Well, Jay Graves, I'm excited to see you at the party, but good luck in your matchup this afternoon.
So I am calling because I can't call him this afternoon. I'll be at work, so just calling in to say hey and vote for me. Don't vote for BMAC. I'm sure most of you will. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
thanks, guys. Have a good one.
Good luck.
Jay Feisty, check it in. By the way, in the current matchup, we got a battle here. 55-45, Robert C. and Rick Kent. Kent up by 10 with almost 300 votes that have been cast. So this is far from over here. All right. You know what they say on this show, Robbie? It ain't over till Charles Gorman farts.
And then it still isn't over because a second one's coming. And
Yes.
a third one's coming. And a little wipe of the ass is coming. And a shark is coming after that. And he may or may not wipe. So, keep fighting. It's not over.
Now, I'll tell you what. Rick Kent reached out. He's unfortunately working, but he did send this message that I want to relay because we have some notes from each candidate that I want to relay. Rick Kent wants to thank the committee. He didn't think he'd even make it because he doesn't call often. And when he does call, it's because he has something to say with regards to the Jets. He goes, I'm not a wacky caller or character. So if anyone wants to vote for me, that's fine. And if they want to vote for Robert C., that's fine too. Robert is a fine representative of Asmania. Thanks to everyone. So a humble Rick Kent shouting out the committee and everyone who does vote for him. And then yesterday on the show, Robbie, we had an appearance from Robert C. making his pitch to the voters. And he brought back something that hasn't been done in over a decade. The Ice Bucket Challenge.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm trying to do a bucket challenge.
What? He's doing the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Can you hear me? Wait a minute, I could be heard.
No way, man. This can't be real.
I'm trying to do a bucket challenge. All right, I got it through then. I got what I do.
You're wet as hell.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still on.
Yeah, you are. You're wet as hell, Robert.
Well, how is everyone? The bucket challenge is 10 years ago. I said I may as well bring the bucket challenge. I need to make a splash because, Rick Kent's a good guy and, he has an advantage over me. I had to take drastic measures.
Dude, if he drives a DeLorean and knows what a flux capacitor is, I'll lose my shit.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is the greatness of Robert C. I'd say this about Robert C. If he called in more, he wouldn't be an 8 seed. I think he'd be maybe a 1 or a 2. He's that type of caller.
Yeah, he's got to stop playing with those electrical outlets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Devin with a super chat here. We'll get back to your calls coming up before we say goodbye to Robbie. What's the cruise line? Elizabeth would love an Asmaniac cruise if it's kid-friendly. It will be kid-friendly. Thanks, Robbie. I think we should take Tet McMillan. Would be the best duo since B. Marsh and Decker. Last I checked, you had Garrett Wilson and Devontae for 11 games together last year. But I do see your point, Devin. As far as the cruise being family-friendly, stay tuned for more info on the cruise, but it's in the works. So don't worry on that. Your thoughts on Tet, Robbie? I know you're not the biggest Tet guy. Where would you be like, okay, if they took him here, I'd like it. Could they trade down and take Tet? And then how would you feel?
I wouldn't be opposed to trading down and taking Tet. It's not that I'm not a big Tet guy in general. I'm just not a big Tet guy in the top 10. When it comes to receivers, I want clear explosion. And he ran a good 40. I just heard. I don't know what it was in the 4.4s, high 4.4s, I think, which is pretty damn good. But just in small spaces, he's not. Last year I wasn't high on Odunze because of this. And again, I would draft the Odunze, but I said Odunze should be more with McConkey and those guys. And turns out McConkey's a stud. But it's kind of the same way with Tet. I don't see a top 10 receiver in this draft. So I would try to stay away from him. Great 50-50, tall, lanky, possession. Maybe a little slender for my liking in terms of 50-50 possession, red zone types. But I wouldn't be opposed to trading down for him. Listen, 2006, Mangini, Tannenbaum. Everyone wanted the sexy pick. Leinart, Reggie Bush. Oh, Vince Young. Oh, my God, get one of these guys. New regime. They go brick at 4. They go Mangold. And they go into this season with who at receiver and at running back? Nobody. Chris Baker, Kotchery. Kotchery was not a name yet. He was toiling under Herm. Didn't play much. He was the number 1 wideout. I'm missing somebody. Someone was with him. But
Lavernius Coles was still on the team.
Was Cole still on the team? Okay.
Yep.
So they had Coles as well. And their running back was Barlow, Kevin Barlow. So
Leon Washington came on that season.
Leon, but he was an unknown. Like the point is, good coaching makes stuff happen. Great coaching makes stuff happen during the season when you go into a season unsure. And I think that's kind of the way I'm looking at receiver 2 right now. Unless something breaks right, I think receiver 2 is going to be a great unknown going into the year because of the vision, because of it's going to be low in the priority based on the type of offense that they're looking to run.
Super chat here from Bino. Jacob asked Rob his thoughts about the Phenom Briga. One Punch Day Briga has been taking the show by storm, Robbie. I don't know if you've been following that.
I do not know what the One Punch Day Briga is or what it means.
Well, One Punch Day Briga defeated Beastbreaker as a 15th seed in the opening round. And he's just been going at it with everybody. He's called out Bobby and Charles and Cheats Fan for not getting jobs. He demands they get work immediately. He's fought with Gary over whether or not the moon landing occurred. One Punch Day Briga is real, and he's coming for that ass.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see Asmaniacs complain. What he call him, One Punch Briga. You need to get a job. What he call him, One Punch Briga. The beast is on his ass. Call him One Punch Briga. Has anyone seen Beanback? Call him One Punch Briga. You only need one.
Why did he get One Punch as his nickname? What happened again?
He said to BMAC that he would knock him out in one punch.
He's the defender of all females, I assume.
One Punch Brigham, man. It's one of the greats.
Imagine a boxing match like Howard Stern had in Atlantic City with Stuttering John. BMAC and One Punch Briga as the main event. You just gonna have to figure out the undercards.
Bino says Briga could build a snowman out of rain. Bill M. Briga lost his virginity before his dad did.
I've never heard that before. That's great. That's hilarious.
One Punch, man. All right, some calls here. Kyle Clifton is next, and then we'll get a Bonesy call in here before we say goodbye to Sabo, and I'll stay on for the rest. Hello, Kyle.
What's going on, gentlemen? How are you?
What's up, Kyle?
So at 7, right? Kiper's saying that he thinks that Dart would go at 9. I don't think that Kiper is as well connected in the community among the NFL teams as, say, Jeremiah is.
Mhm.
Although he does have his connections, he's been doing this a very long time. We know it only takes one team. We don't know the player that teams are going to want to come up for. Is it going to be Gianti? Is it going to be Tyler Warren? Is it going to be Dart if things change in the next few weeks? I actually think that there's not going to be much market to go back. So
I would agree.
I think that Warren is the way to go at 7. I wanted to talk about round 2 and what we think is going to be there. I think that there is a couple of choices at both defensive tackle and at cornerback that are very interesting that might be there at 42, with Azare Thomas and Trey Amos and like a plethora of heavier two-gap guys that might perchance slip, like Grant or Farm. I don't think that Grant will necessarily be there, but I think that there might be some guys like Tyleek. One of these guys might slip and might be there for us to take a chance on at 42, and I want to know what Robbie's thoughts on that.
Yeah. I think you're right on it. The interior, if Glenn doesn't believe Graham fits perfectly, and Graham might be gone anyway, but if he doesn't like that fit, again, Warren or a tackle in that first round spot, if a trade down doesn't happen, I agree, the market's not there, but I think they're going to be on it as much as possible to see what's up, to see what's happening. And I agreed. IDL D tackle in round 2 is probably the best bet over quarterback, over anything else.
Nick Shine says Dave Briga doesn't do push-ups. He pushes the earth down. Bill M says it takes Briga 20 minutes to watch 60 minutes. South Philly, Briga could dribble a bowling ball.
Who's the commenter that did the dad's virginity joke? I gotta shout him out.
That was Bill M.
All right, that was solid.
Ladies and gentlemen, Bang Mateo with a super chat. Agree, Kiper not as connected. Saints love Rattler. The Saints don't love Rattler because they loved Rattler so much they wouldn't have guaranteed Derek Carr's money and brought him back with that contract for another year.
Yeah, agreed. Agree. I mean, there's not much to talk about. They don't. Yeah, Rattler's not. I don't view him as a big player, or I don't view the Saints viewing him as that either.
The race has been tightened. Robert C. making a late push here. 53-47 now. Rick Kent is leading. It was 55-45 though. So Robert C. trying to pull off an Asmaniac Madness comeback. Right now we check in with one of the OG Asmaniacs. He will be in action in a few short days as the 3 seed in the Lane Train region. Ladies and gentlemen, the GOAT shoe salesman himself.
The only thing better than all them shoes is Joey D, cause he totally rules. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody. Damn, this show is crazy.
What's up, fellas? Bobby.
Yo.
Oh, man. It's very exciting. I got to say, I did vote Rick Kent just because I'm a faithful guy. Rick Kent's been an OG for a long time. That's my man. I love Robert C. He's hilarious, but sometimes you gotta, who's put their notches in on this show, and Rick Kent's been around for a long time.
You're struggling with that pick. I could hear it in your voice. It's weighing on you.
Well, Robert C. Have you heard Robert C. sing yet, Robbie? I mean, he has a voice of an angel.
Nah, my mind is still happy. Nah.
Well,
you know what? I'll tell you what. If you want to hear Robert C. sing, obviously he should be singing the national anthem because we're all about USA on this show.
Ready? Everybody mute yourself. Mute yourself.
Light of dawn's early light. What so proud that we hail. We're so gallantly streaming. And the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land and of the free and the home of the brave.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Oats and O's.
The Catalina wine mixer.
He might not know the words to the anthem, but you know what? That was a beautiful rendition of it.
It was.
Yeah.
I was just tearing up a little bit.
Yeah, it's not exactly John Amarante for my Rangers friends.
Oh man! So to the first, let me just ask, how you feeling about free agency, Robbie? I am not too upset that we didn't go crazy because I did feel it was a weak free agent class. We got a couple of fatties. I mean, we have a superstar defensive tackle. Why are we acting like we had to sign like some big D tackle? I feel like I don't want to draft the D tackle in the first round. I'm sorry. We've had such bad luck with drafting fatties up front and them missing in the past. There was a run we were drafting a lot of D tackles, and our best one was Snacks that we got off waivers, after the draft. So
Bulls had to play. They had 3. They had one too many. Bulls had to play Sheldon Richardson at outside linebacker at times. It was outrageous at one point.
Yeah, so I'm kind of off the D, but I don't know. I feel like we just got to let these chips fall in terms of. I'm not going to judge them yet on free agency. Besides the Fields pick, which I'll stick by saying like he wasn't my first choice, but seems like we're going to build an offense around him, and we're going to be a heavy run scheme team. And I will say, as much as I hate on Fields, if the man stays healthy for the full year, he's going to rush for 1,000 yards because he's a runner and that's what he does. So
yes,
we'll have some exciting plays. If coaching's better and we come in with a real defensive plan, you can win games. I mean, look at the Eagles. I mean, they're such a superior franchise to us, but they just showed the world that you could have the 29th passing offense in the league and win the Super Bowl. So
I broke it down. It's historically been much tougher, and I'm talking about this new era where passing's gone crazy in the last 15 years. historically much tougher. It's been Brady, it's been Rodgers, it's been all the quarterbacks. Seattle was the closest thing who won the Super Bowl where they were dominant rush. Philly's really the first team. Baltimore hasn't broken through. Even
Right.
Buffalo, they're pocket passing first, but they're rushing with Josh Allen and not nearly as much. It's more traditional offense. It's a higher floor. It's a lower ceiling, but it's a higher floor and it can work. And the magic is you don't have to worry about him getting hurt as much in today's league. It's less physical. I'm not worried about that with Fields. He's built well. He's a tank. He's in great shape. I don't love him as a pocket passer either, but the magic of having an extra blocker in the running game and having RPOs as your, bread and butter is really difficult in the defense. And that's what Glenn is thinking. Give me an extra blocker in the running game where the running back or where the quarterback is the running back. That's the goal here.
Agreed. And that's why I'm with you. I would love to get Warren because I just feel like he's such a good run blocking tight end, and he could really open up that running game for us. Or an O lineman. I'm with you. All about the run game. I don't want to de-tackle unless the DN falls to us. But that's how I feel about the draft. And it's just, to me, this is such a big draft for us because when the last regime that came in, they weren't guaranteeing we're going to win now. Aaron Glenn is telling us we're going to win now. So this is an important draft for us. And everyone always wants to hate on me about Joe Douglas, but after seeing him draft for a couple of years, you can go into the first round with some faith that he's going to hit on the guy. I mean, besides Zach and Makai at the wrong position, Douglas aced the first round. I mean, AVT, Jermaine, Sauce, Garrett, Will McDonald. I mean, he always drafts well in the first round. So, it's a lot of pressure. Saying you're going to win now, man, you better ace this draft, man. You better hit at least on 3 guys in this draft for us to be able to be a win now team with the holes we got.
They need 3 starters from this draft if they're going to have a good season. That's kind of how I look at it based on how free agency's gone.
Yeah,
agreed.
I think that's fair.
Agreed. And my last thing I'll say is between the extensions on Sauce and Garrett, I would be all in on Garrett first. That's my most important. I love Sauce. I do love him. He's an all-pro for 2 years. But when he came into Saleh's system at the beginning, he was getting away with being handsy, and he was getting away with, holding. And when you actually watch Sauce, he's a little grabby. And just last year with him being on the spotlight and getting a lot of pass interference calls, they were kind of calling it on him because he was kind of having a down year, and they weren't giving him that respect that the first 2 years they were treating him like he was the man already. So I would love to let Sauce get a prove-it year and then just have to pay him more if he actually balls out again and shows us he's the man. But I would love to lock Garrett up because that's my kind of guy. He's level-headed superstar we haven't had at the position in a long time. So,
yeah, I understand the thought process. If I had to choose, if you're telling me it's just one or the other right now, I'm choosing Sauce because he just his attributes at his length are so rare, and he's so much better at his position as opposed to Garrett against other receivers in the NFL. But personally, I'm not signing either one right now. Hell no. Screw that. Go strap him up and play and prove it. Why would you? No. I would sign, personally, if it was up to me, I would sign neither. This year that we're going into is a prove-it year for every single person. Nobody gets a pass.
You really think Garrett's got to it's just going to cost more to keep him then?
That's okay. I mean,
it was just
honestly,
hurting the cap though. Sauce is a better player than J.C. Horn, who just got $25 million a year. They waited too long. Now Stingley's had one great year compared to the 2 Sauces had.
Yeah,
it just broke the market now and made it an extra $5 million more AAV. They waited.
If I'm Houston, I'm uncomfortable with that signing. I would not have done it. Honestly,
how is someone?
I get it. I get the argument.
30.
Dude, I get the argument for signing him now. Trust me, I do. I just don't. If I'm the coach, I just don't feel like we're in the position to be rewarding anybody right now. Based on what? That would be my mentality.
I get that.
I respect
these
that.
guys are your cornerstones. It
Cornerstones
sends a message.
of what?
Well, but they're the leaders of the team. It sends a message that they're here. CJ Mosley's gone, Rodgers is gone, Devontae's gone. Who's wearing the C on the jersey this year? It's gonna be Sauce and Garrett on each side of the ball.
I get the argument. I get it.
When's the last time, also, Robbie, that we actually drafted superstars that we could maintain and keep? It's like Quinnen is the first guy since when where we actually had someone come back on a second-year contract.
Yeah,
and I
but
just
what's it led
want to
to?
keep someone. Well, yeah, I honestly, Quinnen isn't my. I still need to see Quinnen show us something. Like last year, I feel like he wasn't as good as he was the year prior, and it was probably just a team thing. But I don't know, man. Garrett, I think I just have an infatuation with Garrett, and
See,
that's why.
to me, it's not the specific players that matter. It's the program, entrenching that first. And once that is entrenched, and once that gets rolling, everyone's going to want to be a part of it. And then you find out who the real dogs are. And I'm not saying Garrett and Sauce aren't those dudes, but I just don't think we've reached a level where doing that is kind of putting, getting ahead of your skis a little bit, in other words. But again, I completely understand it from a salary cap perspective.
Well, thanks for the info, fellas. Love you guys. Great
Sell
show.
some shoes today, all right?
I will, man. Let's go over Kent.
Bundy.
The only thing better than all these shoes is sexy Rexy, cause he also loves food. Jake, my brother, I'm high as a kite. I love everybody, and man, these Jets are depressing.
All right.
Bundy's the man.
What a call. Robbie, I appreciate your time as always.
No Bobby today. Damn it. It's gonna be a void in my heart until next week.
Look, you know what? Stay right there, Robbie. Don't leave just yet. Because I know you wanted Bobby. And I get that. Bobby's been your guy for a very long time. But while I don't have Bobby, I do have the next best thing.
Hello, I'm Mikey. I'm Bobby's little bro. Have you seen Jake Graves? She's so beautiful. I love my boy Jake, but not in a gay way. I am so happy. I'm not going to touch anything, I promise.
No, Mikey, what did you touch? I saw you. Now it's a black screen. Unmute your mic.
Mikey.
I got it.
I've
got it. You hear?
We hear you. We can't see you, but we hear you.
Okay,
Yeah, we
Robby
can't.
Sabo, I love you.
What's up, Mikey? You're my dude.
Robby. Can I get an autograph from Ray Quebec, please? I love Ray Quebec, like Aaron Glenn.
I have a picture.
Quebec. He was the best Jet ever.
I have a picture. I have an autographed picture with your name on. Well, your name's not on it, but I'll mail it to you. Someone get me Mikey's mailing address. You got it, Mikey.
All right. That's sorry. Oh God.
Mikey.
We can't see you, buddy.
How's the black hole,
Hey,
Mikey?
hello.
Mikey.
Bobby.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Mikey.
Is he having trouble?
Jake.
Do you hear me, Mikey? I don't think he can hear us. We hear him, but he can't hear us.
Yeah.
Mikey.
We're still here, buddy.
Mikey's got to stop drinking. This was quite the incident yesterday on the Bobby Midnight Show, Robbie.
What? What?
I love you, Bobby. I love you, now they can't wait, you fucking bitch.
You just called me a fucking bitch. Oh my God.
Jake,
What is going on?
I'm done.
I understand. Just listen to me for 30 seconds.
Call me a fucking bitch.
Okay, so get him out.
I am done. Bye, everybody.
Bobby ended his show. He ended his show because Mikey called him a B word.
How about that ragtag crew right there? Woo.
Quite the crew. Now I think Mikey has figured out why we couldn't see him. Let's hope this works. Mikey, are you there?
Hey.
Mikey?
He's on mute.
Unmute your mic, Mikey. Mikey.
Got a nice neck.
It's just not meant to be today, I guess.
Yeah. Hey, Mikey, I'm rooting for you in the tournament. I picked you all the way, so do your thing.
Mikey.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? ASMANIAC Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock. Who will take original?
Wasn't meant to be with Mikey there, Robbie, but at least we got a little taste of his greatness.
Yeah, the void is halfway fixed. I'll say that.
What's coming up at Jet X Factor? Plug the site and your work.
JetsXFactor.com. Doing some film today on Fields. Got some Fields film coming out. Hopefully today, at the latest tomorrow. Use promo code ASMAN, ASMAN. Thank you.
Let's go. Robbie, you're the man. I'll talk to you soon.
See you guys. Bye.
Robby Sabo, check it in. All right. We're seeking more memberships for the ASMANIAC raffle. Maynard jersey on the line. Garrett Wilson helmet on the line. Wayne Corbett helmet on the line. Brandon Marshall jersey on the line. And more prizes to be announced. Bang Mateo says, we thank Arthur Smith for fixing Fields? I think we would thank Tanner Engstrom if Fields ends up being good. Bang Mateo says, you proved my point. Dart to Saints with Cart there. You said they liked Rattler. So what are you talking about? C with a super chat. If we go with Robbie's idea, we'll end up like the Cowboys, get ahead of paying homegrown talent. I disagree with Robbie saying, "Oh, Sauce and Garrett got to prove it." They've proven it. Right? Has J.C. Horn proven it more than Sauce and Garrett have? It's the going rate, man. Be smart and proactive with extensions. The Jets already, honestly, if they waited on Sauce now, fine, because no one else is getting extended that plays Sauce's position. That's going to reset the market. My argument for paying Sauce was to do it before the Texans paid Stingley $5 million more per year than any corner's ever received. Because Stingley's coming off one great year. Whereas Sauce, well, his previous season was not great. It was still very good relative to the rest of the league. And he was still an all-pro his rookie and sophomore year. But now that the Texans paid Stingley, like, Sauce's next contract starts with $30 million a year. It just does. So if they don't pay Sauce right away now, like, I don't think anything's going to change. Garrett is a tough contract to do because he probably wants top 10 wide receiver money, but the stats don't say top 10 receiver, but how much of that is because of his quarterback situation? So it makes it a tough deal to do, but he's probably at $30 million a year too. I think you start with the Higgins deal that just got signed and you go a little more than that. I'd pay Garrett. Garrett to me is proven he's quarterback proof. That's the guy you pay. Nice comment here from I Seen So Believe. This channel is one of the best on YouTube. Thank you. Appreciate everyone who tunes in. That makes this channel the channel. Hit the like button if you haven't. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm taking a look right now at the poll results. And we got a tight one. It's 52-48. Rick Kent up over Robert C. So vote for your chance to be heard. Let's get to more of your calls right now. Let's say hi on the Gusbuster hotline to the big fella. Hello, big fella.
Hey, man. Yeah, vote for Rick Kent. He's a legend. He is
Uh-oh. You're back.
Hell?
You're back. Streamyard's being difficult still.
He's a great ASMANIAC, and he's a good guy. So that's my stump for Rick Kent. Now, I wanted to tell Robbie that Tet ran in the 4.5s yesterday. It was originally reported he ran a 4.48, but I think Albert Breer reported that it was 4.5s.
Yeah, there were different numbers coming out. Jordan Schultz had the initial report, and then people were saying, no, that's not actually true. He ran slower than they said.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make that point. Now, the reason for my call is I'm not taking any trolling from a Lions fan, bro.
I don't think he was trolling.
No, that was trolling, bro. That was trolling. Listen.
I know Captain Chuck. I don't think he was trolling. I think he was saying he truly feels bad for us Jet fans, which shows you how bad the Jets have been that we have a Lions fan that's now saying they feel bad for us.
I will take it from a lot of other teams, okay? But the Lions have as many 0-win seasons as we have Super Bowls, okay? They didn't win with Barry Sanders. They didn't win with Calvin Johnson, okay? Enjoy your run right now, but listen, that is one team I will not take trolling from, bro.
I agree if he was actually trolling. I don't think he was.
All right. But listen, I'm for Warren now. I am definitely for Warren now. I wanted Dart. We're not going to get him. It's too bad, but if we get Warren, draft a DT in the second, I think that's a good plan to go with.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella. Are you excited for your matchup with JJ?
Yeah, actually I am. Yeah. Actually, it should be fun. JJ's going to be tough. I'm telling you. I mean, he's campaigning his ass off. So, I don't know. He's making these videos, but
Captain Chuck writes in, not trolling. We suck so long. I want you to be winners.
all right. I guess I just misinterpreted it, man. I get kind of sensitive when it comes to, teams that haven't won Super Bowls start talking about us. So I apologize if I came off a little hot with that, but yeah, save that for the Browns. Okay. Save it for the Browns. Don't send it to us, man. So no, but I am looking forward to going up against JJ. I love the chat and everything, and hopefully they'll turn out for me. I know he's got some fans. I know he plays the antagonist role pretty well. So we'll see how it goes.
Ladies and gentlemen, the big fella checking in. All right, we have not heard from this guy a ton, but I'm glad he's on the line right now. He is the 2 seed, and rightfully so, in the Train region. Ladies and gentlemen, V-Man is up next.
It's time for another V-Man call. Hopefully he no sleeping. Adios mio.
Hey Jake, what's up?
V-Man, I miss you, man.
I've been a little ill. I've been dealing with a bit of illness I think the last few weeks. I had one of those 24-hour bugs a couple days ago.
Well, I hope you feel a little better.
Yeah, no, I'm fine. Honestly, with the Tyler Warren pick, it does kind of concern me because the trend of first round tight ends never panning out. Yeah, that's kind of concerning because it's like
Bowers did, though. To be fair.
I know, but for every Bowers, there's that first round tight end that we always see. It never amounts to anything. It's like for every Brock Bowers, there's about like 6 or 7 first round tight ends that don't amount to anything.
Yeah, I mean, I get that. I feel like
I get the logic behind the Tyler Warren pick because it gives you a balance. It gives you a pass. It gives you a guy who can block and obviously a pass catching weapon.
Yeah, and it seems like there's a pretty healthy consensus he's deserving of that pick, and his blocking ability at least makes you feel like he can impact that area right away, even if it takes him a year or so to really develop as a pass catcher. I get your concerns. This is not as good of a draft as last year, where it's like, to me, if like Malik Neighbors or any of the other top receivers were there, I'd rather them than Warren. But like, I think there's a pretty big drop off in the offensive weapon talent from last year to this year.
I'll have to look at some. Probably look at some of the stuff on him. Maybe I'll check it out, get some better assessment because I've been busy with work. Dealing with my mouth issues. So
are you coming to the draft party, V-Man?
I should be able to. I'm gonna probably order mine after I order my ticket after I get off camera. So,
ladies and gentlemen,
and
you heard it here first.
And if I'm correct, that should be like for me. If I'm getting out of Grand Central, it should be just like a straight walk a couple blocks down, then take like a turn. Right?
10-minute walk or less from Grand Central for you, V-Man.
That's no problem. I can easily manage that. Yeah, no, I should be able to get there. And best part is it's a Friday, so I'm off Friday. I don't go to work Friday night, so it's relatively easy for me.
Yeah, I love that. Now, V-Man, I'm going to tell you first because I just updated the slides here to reflect the prizes we're giving away the night of the draft party. You ready for this?
Yeah, sure. What do we got?
All right, so I've teased a couple of them. We're going to be giving away a signed Sauce Gardner jersey.
Nice.
We're going to be giving away not just a Sauce jersey, though, a signed Joe Klecko jersey now. Just announced. That's breaking news. Signed Nick Mangle jersey.
Interesting.
And a signed Jermaine Johnson jersey.
Woo.
So get ready. Your ticket automatically includes an entry in the raffle that night.
Nice bounty of prizes right there.
Oh, yeah. It's happening.
Well, I don't think I really got much else here to say. So,
well, who'd you vote for in the Rick Kent matchup going on right now?
I remember correctly. I think I voted for Rick. I remember correctly.
Rick and Robert say, man, it's coming down to the wire, V-Man. Your endorsement could sway the election.
We'll see.
51-49. It is tight.
Yeah, it'll probably go down to the wire. Well,
how come you're going Rick Kent? What did Rick Kent do to earn your vote?
I just remember I've always enjoyed his calls.
I see. Well, I'll tell you what. I'm excited for your matchup against Charlie the dog groomer.
Oh yeah, that'll be a fun one.
You're both very weird. It'll be great.
Yeah, no.
All right, V man. Well, you have a good day. Okay.
All right. Peace.
That's the end of that V-Man call. Now he can go back to sleeping.
Hit the like button if you're just tuning in. We need more memberships in today's show. I don't think Big Fella has received his channel membership yet, which is wild. Dave Briga writes in, everyone say a prayer that Bobby is successful today obtaining labor. Nobody wants to see Asmaniacs get a job more than Dave Briga. Nobody. Maybe the only person who wants to see Bobby get a job more than Briga is his brother Mikey, who's on the line. Mikey!
Hey, I'm not touching anything. I'm not. I tell Dave Briga, Bobby's go get the job, but you have to be patient. Does Dave Briga know patience? Does he know patience? Because I want to be patient with him, too. I like Dave Briga. I know he's the older man, but he has to realize Charles and Bobby are different people. Bobby didn't have a job for 2 years, remember? Yeah, and then I like Rob. You had on Robby. I got cut off from my internet, but Bobby gave me the computer. I said, "Thank you, Bobby. Thank you, Bobby." And he's gonna help me out with Friday. But I want to ask my dad to set it up for me tomorrow.
You're going to look great and sound great with that new computer, Mikey.
Yeah, and then, I want Wayne Quebec to autograph. That's what I want to tell Ray Sabo about the autograph for Wayne Quebec, my homeboy.
Yeah.
Just a card signing. There's a card on, like the card you gave me with all the Jets. That was so nice of you, you know? That's why you should own the Jets.
Thanks, Mikey.
The Jets will win the Super Bowl if you own the Jets.
Now, Mikey, let me ask you this. What are you and Bobby all good after he got mad at you at the end of his show yesterday?
No, it was my fault.
I thought it was a hilarious exchange.
Well, I call him a bad word.
What?
I love you, Sophie. I love you, now they care away, you fucking bitch.
You just called me a fucking bitch. Oh my god.
What is going on?
I'm done.
I understand. Just listen to me for 30 seconds.
Give me a fucking bitch.
Okay, so get him out.
I am done. Bye, everybody.
Little brotherly love there, huh?
I know, I love him. I want him to win the whole thing. He got me the computer. I'm so happy. We go to Jets game with Asman. And I told Allie, I love Allie, and what's his name? Nick Shine. Get up. He gave me the picture of me on your show. Remember the interactions?
Yeah.
When he showed me the picture of Mikey loves his job, he loves it like that. I won't touch anything because I love you, Jake. You're the best guy in the whole world.
Mikey, you are the man.
Who's gonna be the best of the bunch? ASMANIAC Madness. You get to pick the ones that make the show rock.
Oh, man, what a great call from Mikey. Big Fella writes in, if Mikey and Bobby face each other, it might break the internet. Yeah, you're not wrong. You're not wrong. It could break the internet. Here's the thing, though. For them to have to face each other, they each got to win their next round matchup. it'd be in the Sweet 16, as you can see on the bracket. Bobby Midnight has Jay Quest. Mikey Midnight has Ricky NY as his matchup. So not going to be easy for both. And here's the thing. Many are talking about Jay Quest as a guy who can not just beat Bobby, but maybe go on a run to the Final Four after his recent calls and performances so far since the bracket has been announced. And ladies and gentlemen, Jay Quest yesterday took to the radio once again to ask WFAN host Keith McPherson all about Bobby Midnight.
Hey, do you go to the gym by any chance and play basketball by any chance or no?
Not recently. Why? You thought you saw me hooping somewhere?
I go to LA Fitness in Levittown. We have this tournament, right? 64 of us, and we play basketball, 1 versus 16, and we kind of grade each other based on our, how we play. So I'm the 8 seed. I got to go versus the 1 seed because I beat the 9 seed 10. Shout out to Ted easily. But I got to play the 1 seed, right? Here's my problem with the 1 seed. His name is Bobby. Bobby, if you're listening, I'm sorry. I love you. This guy, have you ever smelled rotten potatoes, Keith?
No, but go
Dude,
on.
so rotten potatoes is the second worst thing I've ever smelled in my life. The first is Bobby. Do I spray this guy with Mando before I play him or some butter and make him smell better? Or do I just grind it out and try to hump my way to a win?
I have a rule. If I can smell you, I'm going to tell you. Have you told him?
Bobby it's just another level, bro. And, I don't even know what to say. The 16 seed didn't even show up when he had to play him. And Bobby thought that he just won because the guy was afraid, but it was because he smelled.
He's like, no, I can't.
He didn't show up.
I can't have that smell in my nose.
If I post this guy up, I might vomit. I'm serious.
He thinks that John and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see. He stinks!
It's 10 times worse than rotten potatoes.
Thanks for the call, Lane. There's enough humans that smell like rotten potatoes on the subway.
Give it up to Jay Quest, man. Incredible. Bravo, sir. Bravo. Unbelievable. Jay Quest on quite the run in this tournament. Bobby Midnight might flip when he sees that for the first time. Ladies and gentlemen, that's how it's done. Legendary. Legendary. All right, more calls. Aced Up is next. What's up, Aced Up?
What up, Jake?
Aced Up, how are you?
How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. What do you got for us?
A couple things. One, I don't know. I didn't agree with what Robby was saying. I was hoping to call him when he was on with the whole Sauce Gardner signing. We should have been done that because we waited another year. It's going to be even more. You know what I'm saying? That's my opinion. And last year, down. Look at, like you said, look at the first 2 years, outstanding. Last year, a little drop, but look at the whole team. Everybody, everybody's head wasn't in the game. It seemed like coaching, all the riffraff, all the bullshit, Rodgers shit, everything. All the media shit. Like his head wasn't in it, so that wasn't really like, I think give him and Garrett both 30, 4 years, 30 mil, 120, 90 guaranteed, something like that along those lines, and I think they'd be happy. Mikey, you still watching? I got you to win the whole thing, buddy. I got you, Mikey. You got my vote, buddy.
Hands up, baby.
Good. Hands up, baby. I like Mikey, man. Good guy, man. That's cool, him and Bobby, What else did I have? What do you say? Like, all right, say our pick is up, right? Shador's still there, Warren's still there. Do we trade out? Depending on who it's from and what they're offering, do we trade out to try to, stockpile picks, like, to raise the stock, get more picks? And depending on how far back the call is from. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know who's trading up for which players, though, Aced Up. It's easy to say trade back, trade back.
That's why I was saying if Shador was there.
Yeah, which I don't think he will be at this point, but I would trade out.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Me too. I was just wondering what you thought about it. Me too. I would trade out, depending on how far back the trade out is. You know what I mean? Like, whereas we would still be able to get like a Graham which probably not, depending, or Warren. I want Warren at 7 if we pick 7. because I don't know, good blocking. You know, it's another weapon for Fields because I don't know where we're getting our wide receiver 2 at. Like, you know, I don't know. That's my only, like, you know, if he's about it. Huh?
Yeah, look, good points. To me, Warren might be the best player available there. It's just the question is going to come down to, do they have him rated higher than Mason Graham if he slips to 7, which doesn't feel likely, but you never know. How far higher is Warren versus the next tight end they have graded? Because maybe they're like, well, let's take the lineman and then we'll get our tight end in round 2. Really good tight end class. Bino writes in, when the teacher wanted to talk to Dave Briga, he had to raise his hand. R&R says, Dave Briga got a paycheck instead of a birth certificate. Fair point. Comments, questions, super chats. They cut the line, ladies and gentlemen. Let's get an official endorsement in the Rick Kent-Robert C matchup, which is 52-48 as we sit here and speak, from someone who could definitely sway the election.
Holy crap, here comes Beastbreaker 666.
Why don't you get your fat ass on a treadmill and go the distance with me?
Is that Bobby Midnight?
I'm not into politics, and I already told you that.
I might be big, but I'm going to be bad enough to put you out.
Beastbreaker always has some salient points.
Beast?
I'm alive.
Good afternoon, Beast.
Except for the back. Hello, Chico. The old back. Oh, hello, Chico.
How are you, Beast?
Buenos dias, amigo. I feel like crap. I was just catching up on some sleep. I challenge V-Man to a sleeping contest if he's got the guts.
How does that work? You just sleep?
Let's see if we can do that. I, Captain America, challenge you, V-Man, Mr. Puerto Rico. Let's see if you're a man. Let's see if you can sleep longer than me. 12 hours to 12 hours. Challenge.
All right, we'll live stream it on the show. You guys just sleeping, all right?
Challenge. Oh, can we get a new kicker, please?
What about Zerline?
Zerline? He stinks! Ugh! Oh, he stinks! Bad! It's like milk. When it goes green, it goes. When bread, it goes moldy. It goes in the trash. When food goes funky, you throw it away.
Rick Kent Stinky Fart writes in, Beast, less belly will help your back.
Next question. I'm not answering that. And also, I challenge Gorman to a fart contest.
You're challenging everybody, Beast.
Hey, my farts are more killer than his. I swear to God, if I eat one big burrito and 5 tacos, game over. Lights.
You think?
I think I can do it. Hey, come on. This ain't no beer belly, my friend. That is an ass whooping machine full of ass whooping. And don't think I won't open up a 6-pack. I'll open up a 6-pack nice and easy.
Big fella says, Beast, if you lost weight, your back would feel better.
Well, I've only lost 11 there, kid. But don't worry about me, big fella. You're a good man. I respect you. And one of these days, we're all gonna go for tacos. It's on me. Anybody wants it? Hey. And has anybody fired Michael Clemens yet? Did anybody fire him?
No. By the way, Beast, everyone's dying to know your thoughts on the matchup right now in ASMANIAC Madness. Are you voting for Rick Kent or Robert C?
I'm gonna go with Robert C. He took on that ice bucket challenge. I can't do it. I can't do that ice bucket challenge. There's no way I can't do that.
Why not?
My body's not used to pain like that. That's going beyond 6, 7, 8 different levels. And we do need a kicker. So if somebody could please, for the love of Jesus, give me a kicker. Someone like a someone from England, someone from Scotland, someone from America that can kick a leg. I'll give you a hint. Someone that like a Kevin Butler, a John Hall, a Mike Vanderjagt, an Adam Vinatieri. Please. Or I will swear to God, I will do one of these. Would you silence? Or should I do one of these?
Beast, thank you very much for the call. Hit the like button. How about Beast having workable internet now? It's finally happened. Never thought I'd see the day. This vote is tight, though, folks. We're nearing the end of the show. Almost 500 votes been cast. It's 52-48. Rick Kent is holding on. Let's say hi to JJ, who's next. Hey, JJ.
What's going on? What's going on?
JJ, what do you got?
Hold on. Wait. I'm playing.
Oh, boy.
FIFA. Hold on. I'm playing FIFA. Let me. All right. I just lost. Whatever.
We can't even see you. We just see you're frozen.
Am I frozen? Wait, hold on.
Come now we hear you. Now, stay right there.
All right. There we go.
Put your hands up like Mikey.
I'm not touching nothing. I'm not
touching nothing.
I'm a little under the weather still. I've been sick in bed. I'm wearing the same hoodie I was wearing yesterday. I know, disgusting, right? I've been in the house sick, so bear with me today, guys. But I was thinking about this earlier. Aaron Rodgers, everyone's so mad that we got rid of him, but he never really said that officially 100% he wanted to come back to this team.
He said it on the record.
When, Jake? At what point?
On McAfee and with the media multiple times when he spoke.
He still said that if he doesn't know what he wants to do. If
he said if he decides he wants to play, his first preference would be to play for the Jets.
That's the part I'm talking about. If he decides he wants to play, he never made it clear that he 100% wants to come back and play this season.
And he said he would take a pay cut and learn a new system.
But that's if he decided he wanted to play. So
right, but I think it's clear he wants to play. We never got the sense he wanted to retire. He wanted to stay a Jet.
But why do we have to go through the darkness retreat and the back and forth of if he's going to come back or not? I think the Jets made the right decision because they didn't want to have to deal with an offseason of not knowing the certainty of who their quarterback's going to be.
I don't think it would have dragged out like that. I think if the Jets he met with the Jets, and if they said to him, "We want you back," I don't think he would still be weighing if he's playing. I think what's happening now is it sounds like Minnesota is debating whether or not they're gonna give him an offer. And if they do give him an offer, he would prefer Minnesota over Pittsburgh. And then the Giants, I guess, would be the third place finisher.
Okay, but it's about accountability, right? If he didn't have a pattern, and I know we love Aaron Rodgers on the show, but what I'm saying is if he didn't have this a pattern of am I going to retire? Am I not going to retire? Going back and forth, I think he would still be on the team. If he would have flat out at the end of the season.
No, they were moving on from him no matter what, JJ. If he said to them he wanted to play, is my understanding. He didn't say he was retiring.
He told us and everybody in the media that if he decides he wants to play, but we could go back and forth. I'm just saying.
I think he decided he wanted to play from when the regular season ended, and then a month later when the Jets had a new coach and GM in place, and he spoke with them.
Hey, from my perspective, it seemed like the Jets, they didn't want to deal with the offseason of if he's going to play or is he not going to play. Now, I could be completely wrong. Maybe he flat out told them, yo, I want to play for you guys. I'm 100% on board. And if that's the case, different story. But it seemed like they didn't want to go down that road of the darkness retreats and is he going to play? Is he not going to play? They wanted to set up their future now. Now, with that being said, I'm going to make a case of why I think this team is just as good, if not better than we were last year. So when you look at our offensive line, we only lost one key player, which was Morgan Moses at the right tackle. But what you're forgetting is we're getting Olu Fashanu in his second year in the league, right? You're getting John Simpson second year on the team. You go to Elijah Vera Tucker. He's going to be fully healthy this year. He came off an injury last year. The center. We have all these other offensive alignment pieces. All we have to do is plug somebody in at right tackle. But this is going to be the most consistency, even missing that right tackle piece that we've ever had. All these other guys that are coming back. So I think the O-line should be better if we can draft somebody in the second round at offensive tackle. If you look at our wide receiver core, we have a 7th pick. Just draft the wide receiver and insert him. And Devontae Adams was on his last legs as a wide receiver. So we can get an upgrade at wide receiver over Devontae Adams in the draft. Breece Hall is still on the team. I don't understand why you guys forget about that. Justin Fields on the team. He can actually run. His last full season as a quarterback, he rushed for 657 yards, and he had 4 touchdowns, and he threw another 16 touchdowns. So I think we've gotten better on the offensive side of the ball as long as we draft the right tackle and we draft the wide receiver. If you look at the defensive side of the ball, We're getting Jermaine Johnson back to pair him back up with Big Quinn and Williams in the middle. You got Quincy Williams still. You got Sauce Gardner still, who should be better than he was last year. I could go on and on. I think we should have a little bit more optimism for this team. I think if we just make the right draft picks this year, we can be better. If not as good, then better than we were last year.
They won 5 games last year. It was awful. They should win. They should definitely win more than 5 games.
Yeah, I think we should win more than 5 games. And if we're honestly being honest, if we had a better kicker, like you said, we would have won more than 5 games. If Aaron Rodgers played better, we would have won more than 5 games.
Yeah, but now you've downgraded that quarterback, and we don't know about the coaching. Coaching was the biggest problem.
I don't think we necessarily downgraded that quarterback, because if you watch those games in the beginning of the year, the first 8 games, Aaron Rodgers was a shell of himself. He wasn't playing very well. So to say that we downgraded, I mean, if Justin Fields gives us anything in the beginning of the season, it's automatically an upgrade, because Aaron Rodgers gave us nothing. Like we quickly forget how bad Aaron Rodgers was in the beginning of the season. Yes, at the end, he got a little bit better when Davante Adams got on board, but he couldn't move. The biggest problem was he couldn't move. Like
JJ, hold on 1 second. There's someone at my door, so I got to take this call. If you stay on after the commercial, I'll get you your remaining points. You know what? Until then, stand by.
So anyway, how do you feel about Mila McCauley?
Who?
Mila McCauley.
I think good. I think I feel confident about him going into the season.
All right, thank you.
Lane, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ricky NY is up next. Hello, Ricky.
Okay, did you lose me?
What's up, Ricky?
At any rate, I will be calling back soon with different Wi-Fi.
You're the man, Ricky.
Gator, I need an intro, buddy. A cool intro, please.
Gator did write in something, though. Searching for an angle for you, Rob. Need you to be a little more off the rails.
I can get off the rail if he wants. Gator, give me an intro. I need an intro, Gator. Don't let me go looking for you. Do you want some of this? How's that, Gator?
That might work, Rob. There might be something there. I'm not going to tell Gator how to do his job. That's like telling Picasso how to paint. Gator wrote he just shit himself, so you got that, Rob. Maybe you'll have an intro. I don't know.
Maybe Gator will make you an open if you weren't so cheap with your stupid chats.
All right, fine.
All right, we're back. We'll get the JJ's call in a second. Aced up with a $50 super chat, 10 raffle entries. Thanks for taking my call, Jake. Love the show. But honestly, you cut me off mid-sentence for this clown. Certified clown BB. Aced up, your connection wasn't great at the end of your call. Anyway, wanted to know if I buy my ticket to the draft party now and can't make it because of work, can I give it to someone? Well, I'll tell you what, A-Stuff. First things first, you're in the raffle for 10. Thank you very much for the super chat. 2, if you buy your ticket and you can't make it, yes, we could definitely give it away on the show closer to the draft, so don't worry. I also could probably get you a refund as well. I just got to figure out how to do that on the website. But thank you very much, A-Stuff. We got you down. Thomas Rossi with $1.99. Thank you, Thomas. If you have a question that was supposed to be with this, let me know. All right, let's say hi to JJ again. JJ, continue to make your point why the Jets are the greatest team ever.
I don't think they're the greatest team ever, but I'm just saying that, like, every year, right, at the end of the season, I watch this show, you come on here and you give us reason after reason after reason of why you have optimism for the season.
Correct.
So what I'm saying to you, and just to address Barbarossa in the chat, which I don't have any beef with Barbarossa. I know he called me a moron a couple of times, but I still think you're a cool guy. But with that being said, Barbarossa says JJ thinks Justin Fields is going to be better than Aaron Rodgers. The hope is that he's better than a 40-year-old quarterback coming off an Achilles or whatever it was injury, who didn't play their best season ever, right? Aaron Rodgers didn't have a great season. So the hope for everybody should be that Justin Fields plays better than Aaron Rodgers next year. Now, I could be completely wrong.
But even if he doesn't, if the coaching is so much better, we've seen this team win more games with inferior quarterback play than they got last year. Like, they won 7 with Tim Boyles, Simeon, and Wilson starting 17 games.
I mean, you're preaching to the choir. So if we can just...
I agree. I have major doubts, though, about Fields as a quarterback, and I have major doubts about this coaching staff. They have a first-time head coach, first-time play caller. I got to see it before I feel like they're going to be able to surprise and go 9-8 and get a wild card spot.
I feel a little bit more positive because I think our biggest problem over the last couple of years, and everybody knows how I feel about this, but our biggest problem has been the coaching staff, right?
So we don't know if it's better necessarily yet.
We don't know if it's better, but what I would hope, my hope is that Aaron Glenn, if he just holds the team accountable, which is something Robert Saleh did not do. If you just hold this team accountable, and when people make mistakes, you take them off the field and you actually play your best players. Like we saw that Malachi Corley in the one touch that he had dropped the ball on the end zone, but then we never seen him again. So you guys want to tell me that we're holding Malachi Corley accountable, but Xavier Gibson gets to do whatever he wants in the punt return, kick return game? Like, it makes no sense. Put the best players on the team. Last thing I want to address, there's a guy named Bill Clinton in the chat, and he says JJ is a fan of Fields' complexion. I mean, what are we talking about? Like, what are we talking about? Like,
where did he say that? That's a dumb comment. Bill, get out of here, dude. No, we don't have time for that nonsense.
Like, we're fans of football players, right? The majority of the league is the same complexion to me. So what are we talking about, right?
That's ridiculous.
Like,
I apologize, JJ.
No,
I didn't say
it's
that.
fine. I'm just saying, like, guys, we're all Jets fans, but then sometimes we start saying things like are stupid. Like, call me an idiot, whatever. That's fine. But like, the hope is that Justin Fields plays better than Aaron Rodgers. It has nothing to do with anything.
Or he just plays competently, and they have a real team around him. They can run the football a lot better this year. The coaching is great in 2-minute and clock management situations. The kicking is average to above average instead of worse in the league. All that.
Yeah, so hey, hopefully we make it to the playoffs. I think we're going to make it to the playoffs next year because I really feel confident that if we just get a right tackle, this O-line is going to be so much better with Fashion, who playing in the second year, Elijah Vera-Tucker coming back, like I said, like John Simpson, the center. We have all these good pieces on the offensive line. This is probably going to be the best offensive line we had in so long. So I know you guys think I'm delusional, but hey, man, let's go. Like, after the draft, we'll see. If we get a wide receiver and a right tackle, then you're going to see a different side of JJ, because then I'm going to really be pumped up. And I'm a season ticket holder, and I'm tired of going to the games and having low expectations. So no matter what, I said this year, I'm going to be positive. You guys hated negative JJ, so here comes positive JJ.
You're extremely positive.
Yeah, man. I got to be. I got to be. Oh, and also, I forgot to mention, Beastbreaker, I never wanted to talk about him because I don't like the whole 666 thing in his name, and he was doing a whole bunch of crazy stuff before, but he's been so humbled lately, and I like this new side of Beastbreaker. I just want him to get rid of that 666 in his name, and I think he has a lot of potential as a caller on the show. He's become a lot more enjoyable.
Hey, Beast.
Shout out to you, Beast. All right, well.
Beast?
Okay.
Look at this handsome devil, JJ.
Beast, you just woke up.
Except for the back.
Beast, you good?
I think he's on delay.
All right, well. Okay.
Hey, Beast, when you see this in 10 minutes, let us know your thoughts. Or maybe he's truly speechless, which has never happened for Beast.
Beast, you there?
Beast?
Oh, hello, everybody.
Oh, the delay. Here
How's
we go.
everybody feeling right now?
Yeah, Beast.
Oh, can we get one thing from some SeatGeek.com? If anyone wants to go to Mets, Nets, Giants, Jets, Rangers,
pitching SeatGeek
Red Bulls,
for some odd
go
reason.
to SeatGeek.com, 20% off. But remember, type in that 5-letter word, ASMAN.
I don't even know that's my promo code for that.
And remember, SeatGeek.com will get you anywhere. If you want answers, if you want good,
you can
go
actually
to
get inside the Beast
SeatGeek.com
attic
and
at
get your ticket to
SeatGeek.com.
a Mets, Jets, Giants,
You can buy
Knicks,
tickets to watch the Beast
Rangers, or
sit
Red Bulls
in his
game, or
attic
the Mets and Yankees.
and
How-
talking to
are
the
you ready to
Buffalo
do
Jet
that?
fan
Go
microphone.
to SeatGeek.com and get your
To everyone who
tickets.
doesn't like
20%
Beastbreaker,
off.
blame Buffalo Jet
Type
fan
in that
because his
word,
microphone is the reason why this is all happening. Without that mic, it wouldn't be happening. None of it. None of it. Thank you, Beast. JJ, what were your thoughts on that?
That was really good. I think he might have a future in advertisement. I mean, he knew the promo code. I don't know if he said it right, but it sounded good. I almost went on SeatGeek and tried to get some tickets for a Knicks game tonight.
I was convinced.
How do you feel about your Knicks, though? How far do you think they're going to go this year?
I don't think they're as good as Cleveland or Boston, so I think their ceiling feels like a second-round exit again. I hope I'm wrong. Injuries could change. I mean, their defense has been the third best in the league since Mitchell Robinson came back, and that's huge. But, Brunson's got to get healthy, which he should, and then we'll see.
This is a hot take, and no one's going to agree with me on this, but I wish basketball playoffs were kind of like football, one and done. I can't stand the whole 4 games thing because
Well, I do think the first round should be a best of 5 and make it more enticing.
just one game. Just give me one game. Like, what do we need 4 games for?
You can't do one game in basketball.
I feel like baseball you can't, because you have different pitchers and all these different things, and sometimes you're hot. I think basketball, you just go out there, you play. It's one and done in college. That's why we love March Madness so much. I think March Madness probably gets some of the more views than a lot of the NBA playoffs, because it's just one and done. It's more enticing.
Yeah, but the regular season it doesn't do great.
I mean, but the regular season for the NBA doesn't do great either.
Yeah, it just like I see your point. It obviously would make it more insane, but I don't believe the NBA would ever do that because it would cost them billions.
Yeah, they just like to drag it out, because even like now, when you get to the finals and the games being like every 2 days, like that's the worst thing.
Well, that's the problem. There's no momentum. Sometimes it's 3 days in between these games. No, it's terrible. Hockey's got the best. It's every other day.
Hockey's pretty good. Actually, I went to the Stanley Cup finals when the Florida Panthers played the Vegas Knights 2 years ago. I went down. Don't ask me why, but I went down to that, and that was probably some of the most exciting, just as a sports fan, game that I've ever been to. It was just intense, and they let the guys fight. I don't know why the NFL doesn't let people fight, because you get it on real quick, and then you go back to your bench, come back, and everything's good. So, that would make basketball and hockey and baseball and all these games a lot more exciting if they just let them fight.
What a take. JJ, good call. Appreciate it.
Peace.
JJ checking in. JJ's been calling now. He's fully back from retirement. Is it enough to defeat the big fella, though? That is a great, not good, but a great 5-4 in the round of 32.
There's going to be a day where Jake is going to come on here talking about Robby Sabo, and he's going to say the same thing. He stinks. Stop defending him.
You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, negative caller JJ in person here on the show.
You guys think that I'm just a negative caller, but I support this team. I'm at every home game, every away game, and even at training camps. Don't believe me? Ask DJ Reed.
But right now, we out here. Hold up, you know what time it is.
Even Ryan Fitzpatrick thinks I should win. He gave me a candy cane.
No matter what our record is, no matter what the weather's like.
JJ's still at the games, rooting on his team.
He's back! He got a candy cane, baby. Yeah. Look, I give JJ credit, man. He's editing his own campaign videos. He's not going to Gator. It's a grassroots operation for the JJ campaign. Gangrene, Fields is better than Rodgers from the waist down. Are we talking about his male genitalia, Green Gang? Because that I can't comment on. I don't know. I believe you're probably referencing his ability to run, which if you are, I would agree. Justin Fields is a better running quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. But I don't even think it's comparable as far as in the pocket, processing, still playing the position. But we'll see. I hope Fields is great. Adam is next. What's up, Adam?
Hey. All right. So I just want to prepare the Jets community for the Patriots to draft Tyler Warren and really piss us off, because that just sounds about right. I'm just waiting for that to happen. We think.
What would the Jets do then? Who would fall to them that they maybe can then get?
So it was fun. Like before you started the show, it was a cool debate in terms of like, where do people stand on Tyler Warren versus Tet versus Mason Graham? Personally, I keep thinking the D-line still needs work. Like, if Quinton's injured, we're cooked again. So, like, number one on my draft board is probably Mason Graham when it's all said and done, because I think that was the biggest issue with the defense last year, which was, like, the line had issues. And then, as a result, the cornerbacks got punished, especially Sauce. So, I think if Mason's available, I'd go with him first. After that, probably Tet. Because I do think we do need a receiver as well, but I think in the end, the defense is going to feed the offense in this kind of model. So we can't have holes in the defense. And I'm actually really excited about Sauce's future. I think you should extend him for 31 right now, because he's only going to get better with Aaron Glenn coaching him. He's going to find his mojo back. I don't think he'll be picked on as much, because I just think I trust in Glenn. So I'm excited about him on that. And then with Garrett, pay him already. I mean, he's Mike Evans. I know I say that on every call. Like, he's Mike Evans, you pay him like Mike Evans. Whatever the going rate is for that, you give that to him, rather than deal with franchise tagging in the future, which hope never happens, or any kind of disgruntledness. I think he'll come to the table now because he knows our commitment to him. So we'll see what happens with the draft. I mean, I can name 7 players that are going to be in the top 7. And I think most of them would be really happy with. So we'll just kind of see where things go.
Adam, fair points. Good takes. Appreciate it. I'd pay Sauce too. I don't think they need to do it right away now because they waited too long. Stingley's deal happened. My whole point was paying before that. And Stingley now raised the AAV by $5 million. Nick Shine, JJ retires like a girl who breaks up with a guy to have weekends off to go and cheat. Interesting analogy there. This comment here I want to address from J-Rod. I think it comes from a good place, but I'm going to be very clear with this. He writes in, come on, Jake, get this fan base back hyped. There's so much new Jets content creators now, you're losing some steam on this channel. J-Rod, if you want me to be a fanboy, this is not the right show for you. Because I'm not going to do that. When the Jets make good moves, I'll be right there praising them. If you watched the show the last couple of years, there's probably no one who was as positive out there as me. But if I don't feel something, I'm not just going to say it because you want me to be positive. This is not Jets.com. I don't work for the team. I don't work for the team, so I can be a fan and call it how it is. And to your point, there's other content creators out there. Go watch them because I'm sure they're great. But I like what we have built up here, and I'm not changing anything. You're always going to get my honest thoughts. And you could agree or disagree. That's fine. But if I'm only going to be positive no matter what, I'm a fraud. That's one thing I will not do. More calls right now. But first, 2 shout-outs to V-Man, who's a man of his word, and Mark Riss. They just purchased draft tickets, baby. They're coming to the draft party. Are you? Come on, V-Man at the draft party. Charles Gorman thinks he'll be able to go if his parents give him permission and Nick Shine drives his ass. All right. Come on, people. Come on down to the party. Get your GA ticket or reserve your table with your group. It's about $70 a head for a table reservation. Sauce jersey we're giving away. Klecko jersey we're giving away. Mangled jersey we're giving away. Jermaine jersey we're giving away. More prizes to come, but those are the prizes for the raffle that you're automatically entered in when you buy your ticket. Let's say hello to Jersey Jet. Who's next? Hey, Jersey Jet.
Oh, what up, Jake? What up, chat? Listen, I got 2 things real quick. I got a little short history on slang, some slang, and I got a presentation to make. And with the slang, you know, that term hood, that's just short for neighborhood, man. The kids that started using that, they were from urban areas, but if we was going to play football against another neighborhood, they said, where we playing? Your hood or my hood? And these could be suburban kids or gated community kids. It was just a term that we used. Just like woke, I mean, it was like, you know what time it is. That's where that started from. You know what time it is, yeah, you better wake up and understand what's going on around you.
What do you think of Chiefs fan referring to him as someone who grew up from the hood?
Yeah. With that being said, right, because I don't want nobody to take no disrespect to this, because I got another hood pass, and this one is a gold hood pass. This hood pass is good anywhere. It's good in the hood, in the projects. It's good in Mar-a-Lago, all right, or Trump Towers. And this is going out to Dave Brigger. This is a gold hood pass for Mr. Dave Brigger. Now, I know he's good with his hands. He probably don't even need one, but I just wanted to present it to him anyway. I did a little research on him, man, and I saw his high school picture in his yearbook, and they called him D's Knuckles. So I did a little more research. If you talk slick, he gonna give you D's Knuckles, bro. Real talk. Shout out to Dave Brigger. But it's gonna be a tough matchup with him and D's Nuts. And with JJ and the big fella, man, I don't even think I'm gonna vote, man, because those are my guys, both of them. Or I'm gonna put it in one of them randomizers and just spin it, and whoever winds up on. But that's all I got, Jake. I'm about to hit the road. Jets, Jets.
Jersey Jet. This is for you.
He thinks that Charles and Bobby need to get a job. This cowboy hates to see ASMANIACs complain. What he call him, one punch bigger. You need to get a job. What he call him, one punch bigger. The beast is on his ass. Call him one punch bigger.
One Punch Bringer, man. I want to get a hood card from Jersey Jet. A-Stup says, hey, Jake, can you throw the link to buy the draft party ticket in the chat so I can purchase mine now? Yes, A-Stup. It is in the chat. It is also in the description. If you need to find the ticket, check social media. It's on the Jake Asman Show Instagram, the Twitter for my personal and show account. It's in every YouTube description for every show till the draft. Spots are limited, so definitely get one. Ladies and gentlemen, more of your calls right now. This guy is the key to Charles Gorman attending the draft party. Nick Shine is next, and he joins us now. Hello, Nick.
Hello. Good morning. I have a question for you.
Yes.
What'd I ever do to you? I consider us friends, right?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay. Why would you put me in this situation with the most gassiest man that we know and the man that I drive him into the city? Do you know how long the tunnel is, Jake? Do you know how the damage his farts can do to not just the vehicle, me, and other people around? What if there's traffic in the tunnel? What if we're not moving? The air doesn't circulate well, Jake. Did you think this through, or are you just throwing my name out there and throwing me to the wolves?
Well, it sounds like he was unaware that you were going. So once I said that you were going, I think he kind of put it together. Oh, then I could just go with Nick because Nick met my family. You met the Gormans.
Yeah, we'll get him up there if you can go. Jay Graves is going to come up.
I'll tell you what. I'll buy you a nose plug. I'll buy you nose plugs for the car ride.
I accept this offer.
See, people are saying just roll down the windows.
Yeah, it's still the time.
That might not be enough to be fair, though.
Yeah, have you heard what he does?
Well, I got to ask you about what he does. What's your take on Wipegate here?
Charles, are you still there?
Yeah, I'm still there. I'm just wiping my ass right now.
Okay, that's fine.
What is he doing there? Is he wiping his derriere or is he washing his hands? What do you make of what happened in that clip?
I'm a little bit of a combo. I think it's wiping my hands. Like maybe he washed and he's wiping his hands like with the towel, like drying them maybe.
It just
wiping my hand. There's a sound that comes over it, right?
But you don't say wiping.
It's the what color
hands.
is the dress, right? What color is the dress, or do you hear what word do you hear? Like those brain trick things that you see on the internet.
You don't wipe your hands though. That wouldn't make sense. Like you wash your hands.
You're right. You wash it, but when you're done, maybe you wipe them with the towel. Maybe that's how he refers to it. Like there's layers to this, and it's Charles. It's not going to be the simple answer, right?
Look, he's Charles Gorman, man. He hasn't called back in since the incident, though. But the more I watch it, the more I think he's wiping his derriere.
I will say this. I'm a huge fan of your channel. I watch Bobby's channel a lot. Big fan of his. The fact that Charles had to not miss a second of being on the show to bring it while he's on the toilet is next level fandom. Like I on air. I'm sure we've all listened, like maybe you've been in the bathroom and listened to a show, but to be on air in there is that's commitment. And that's what you get from a 1 seed. You get next level. That's why he's at the top of the bracket.
Charles has been on a great run lately. Now, I'm curious, though, Nick, because you were a part of the committee. What are your thoughts on the matchup we got right now? We got Rick Kent and Robert C. And just your thoughts on where things stand overall in this tournament as we're approaching the full round of 32 being set.
As speaking as a committee member, very pleased with the matchups that we set. Very pleased with the drama that it's created and the content that it's created for you, of course. And I think that the chat is doing a tremendous job, and not a lot of shocking upsets, besides One Punch, of course. But I think that as we get deeper into the tournament, more surprises will come. A lot of chalk came out in the first round. And I think as we get deeper into this, we're going to see some more interesting maybe upsets and storylines develop. But that's what we were looking for. So right now, as a committee member, greatly pleased as we're about 75% through the first round.
Well, think about it like this. No perfect brackets remain in our ASMANIAC Madness pool. So there were enough upsets to knock 262 people from being perfect in round one.
Yeah. And it's the matchups in round 2, people are already cooking up their storylines and their ideas and what they're going to do. So it's bigger than I expected it to be. I thought this would be really huge. That's what she said. And it surpassed expectations, I think, from my end. You know, this is really fun. It's fun to see people calling. The thing that I didn't expect that I'm enjoying every day is the callers calling in who aren't in the matchup and explaining their ideology, explaining their thought process on which way they went and why they went there. You know, like it's like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire with Regis. You couldn't just give your answer. You had to talk it out. Like, what's your thought process? And that from all the other callers is something that I'm really enjoying and didn't see coming.
That's a great point. By the way, I'm just seeing this here from Dave Briga. He says, thanks, Jersey Jet, for the hood card. That's a great gift. I mean, that is a tremendous gift that Jersey Jet is offering to One Punch Briga.
That's something that very few get. So congratulations, Mr. Briga.
Ralphie with 5 raffle entries. He says, Febreze fun for Nick Shine.
Nice. I would have saved that money and went and eaten some dicks, but go ahead.
Here's a comment that will inspire the chat to be on Beastbreaker's side.
Oh, he meant for the car. I take that comment back.
Alan, go away. You
sorry.
virus.
I read that wrong. He meant for the car for Charles. I get it now. I thought it was a personal attack. I read that wrong. I apologize.
Yeah. He was looking after your nostrils.
I got it. I thought it was a dig. I'm dealing with the toe troll in the chat today, so forgive me. I'm on the defense here today.
Yeah, a lot of people want to see your toe or lack thereof.
That's some big super chats on.
Typically, that's a OnlyFans request for you.
It happens in the Discord. The Discord members have requested in the DP at night and have seen it. You know, that happens.
Reese says the hood card is better than the Willy Wonka golden ticket.
It is. The hood card it's universal. It's lifelong membership.
Tough to argue that. One other thing I wanted to ask you about. You mentioned that you think there could be some upsets in the round of 32. I got to tell you, I don't even know if it'd be that big of an upset. I think Jay Quest is riding some real momentum into this matchup against Bobby when they meet in the round of 32.
I think. Check your super chats. You had a super chat from Quest before.
Jay Quest. Oh my! Wow. Bobby just called and said I suck and hung up. Wow.
It's brewing. That's
a rivalry. So Bobby's watching the show, but he can't call in. Interesting.
I'm looking who I have in the second round. I don't have many upsets in the round of 32. You know, my Sweet 16 is kind of high seats. I do have Dave Briga going on a run.
Wow, you had Briga winning 2 rounds.
I did. I got Briga going 2 rounds. I saw the title, and it's no offense to Mike These Nuts. I love Mike. And I just think Dave Briga was riding a wave, and that wave got bigger. And he's steamrolling right now.
Nick Shine's missing toe checks in. No troll. I have known you for my entire life.
Well, you know what? I miss you. We had some great times together. You know, I'll never forget stubbing you in the middle of the night, walking through the living room as a kid, stepping on a Lego with you, and eventually having you cut off on June 30th, 2023. But, you know, all good things come to an end, and I wish you well on all your future endeavors. Looks like you're doing well for yourself. So thank you for saying hello. It's been a while.
Nick, I appreciate you calling in and, get the nostrils ready because you are the reason Charles Gorman will be joining us at the draft party.
Can we treat him like a superhero? Can I just put him on top of the train? Do we have to have him in the train? Can we have him on top of the train? Like, he's a superhero. He can handle it.
He's Charles Gorman, man.
He's the best. But, yeah, I'll reach out to him if I got to go there and talk to Mr. and Mrs. Gorman again. I'll get the okay. If he wants to go, I'll go above and beyond to get him there.
I am covering his ticket. I already told him.
Well, Jake, the train costs some money too to get on.
Yeah, I need a limo service actually. Next thing I know, I'm going to be making no money on this draft party. I'm going to be in debt, having to try and pay for Charles Gorman's appearance fees.
Might need a new fanny pack for the day as well. It's a big event.
By the way, I am going to invite the bagel store couple as well to the draft party if they're interested.
Oh, that's great. That's
Love
great.
it. Oh, Dave Briggs says Nick is the man.
Oh, thank you, Dave. I don't want to get on that wrong side.
You have a job though, so Dave has no issues with you.
Yes. I have multiple. So Dave is we're cool. But yeah, whatever it takes to get Charles up there. If Charles is in, he'll travel up with us. We got Knobcraft is coming up from North Carolina. I believe Jay, 3 siblings, is coming up with them. We're doing a little weekend getaway after that. I think we're going to Atlantic City. Nate, Clancy, Graves, and Tom Ace. We're going to have a fun little draft weekend.
I love it.
Yeah, it'll be a good time. But if Charles wants up there, Charles is there. I give you my word.
Ladies and gentlemen, the great Nick Shine. Go subscribe to Nick Shine Show on YouTube. Nick will be at the draft party. I invited a bunch of the content creators to the party. Hopefully we get Will there. He's not technically a content creator, but Nick Faria is going to try and show up. Sabo. Big fella says, Jake, if I send you $30, can you send Beast one of my emoji shirts? Big fella, if you send me $30, I will send Beast your emoji shirt in the store. Yes. Just Venmo it to me. That's hilarious. If you actually want me to do it, I will. Hey, Beast, what t-shirt size are you these days?
I'm a double X like you. As a matter of fact, we matched today. Look at that.
Yeah.
Hey, to everybody, get your Jake Asman t-shirts right now at the Jake Asman store. Also, if you want a good one, get your ASMANIAC hat. You can get you get them in 3 different colors. You get it in green, black, and whatever color you want. But remember, go to jakegassman.com and get your stuff now. We got the Beast Burger t-shirt. We got the Bobby Midnight t-shirt. We also have the new and improved Charles Gorman boxers. Remember, get those too. If you want to get them now while they're HOT, hot. And if you want anything, 20% off. We'll take you to the top. Just remember, ASMAN. Type it in. Oh, Este. Hello there, amigo.
Si, senor.
Oh, how you feel, Gary? How you feeling this morning?
Good. How are you, Beastbreaker?
A little sore in the back and getting ready for baseball season. Mets and Yankees. How about it? We ready?
Big Mets fan. Big Mets fan.
Oh, since you're a big Mets fan, I also too have a Mets jersey, right? Let me see if I can find it right here. Hold it.
There you go. Mike Piazza. Legend.
That's right, Jack.
Legend.
The greatest baseball player to ever walk the face of the earth. Him, Sammy Sosa, Mark McGwire, Ken Griffey Jr., Barry Larkin. The list goes on. And don't forget the great Aaron Judge. He's a great hitter. I think he'll break Mark McGwire's record again. And are we ready for that pizza challenge? Let's do it. 1 month from now. A month from now. Pizza challenge. What the hell?
Where'd Gary go?
Gary, what happened?
Mark McGwire
Gary.
doesn't have a home run record. Barry Bonds broke it 25 years ago.
Yeah, I know. Well, hey, can I take nothing away from Barry Bonds? No. Barry Bonds is a good man, but you know what MLB needs to do? Stop crying. Let these legends live on. Roger Clemens, can't take nothing away from him. To everybody, leave that man alone. He paid his dues like everybody else. He played for Boston. He played for New York. He played for Toronto. He's done it all. And everybody's just saying, oh, he used steroids. No, he did not.
Oh, yeah, they did. Of course they did.
No,
they did.
Roger Clemens is a decent man. I love that man. That man did more for baseball than anybody else has done.
Well, I respect that. Roger Clemens is a decent man. He threw a bat at Mike Piazza. I don't know that that's decent.
Well, when did that happen?
in 2000 at the World Series, Game 2. He threw a
Oh,
bat at Mike Piazza.
well, you got to remember, Mets and Yankees cannot stand in one another. It's kind of like a heavyweight
You
boxing match,
can't
like a
throw a bat at
Muhammad Ali
someone.
versus Joe Frazier, or an Andrew
Did
Garoppolo
Joe
versus,
Frazier throw a bat at Muhammad Ali? No.
Yeah, well,
He threw a bat at people.
it's base point and logic, my friend.
And then he doesn't
Everybody's
get kicked
got
out of
their
the
own
game.
opinion.
What does the umpire say to you? Okay, you threw one bat, but if you throw another bat at the player who kills you, then I'm going to kick you out of the game. Like, he threw a bat at someone who was allowed to continue in the game, which is insane.
Now there's a gas station over here. I'm gonna go get some pizza and see if they have any butter to put on it.
You gotta love the budding friendship between Gary and Beast. Tremendous. Tremendous friendship there. All right, let's get to your calls and then we'll wrap. Gary, what was your actual point you called in with?
So a couple of things. First, I think JJ, great call, JJ, by the way. Excellent call. I think he made a good point. Like, Rodgers did kind of leave it open again. If I come back, I want to go to the Jets, but we don't have time for to go to another darkness retreat. Like, it's at the point where, look, I would have brought him back, right? But if he's going to drag this through the mud and he's going to make a whole to do about it, you're not really worth the effort anymore, right? It's not like, if a girl's a 10, you put up with a lot more than if she's a 6. Right? And at this point of his career, Rodgers is no longer a 10. It's like, you know what? If you want to drag this out again, I'm just going to move on. JJ probably has a point, right? Like, he's not a 10 who's worth dealing with all the extra crap for anymore. And, I would have brought him back. I'm just saying, like, JJ's got a fair point. Like, we're not doing this again. And then the other thing was, this has not been mentioned much, but it's a name that I like in the draft. Calvin Banks. He's versatile. He's like AVT. They say he can play all 4 offensive line positions.
From Texas?
Yeah. It gives him a lot of versatility, and it solidifies our line. He can play right tackle in the first.
So it's 7?
Yeah. Is that too high?
I haven't heard any buzz about him going 7.
He's a first rounder.
Yeah.
For sure.
Maybe at a trade back, you could take him.
All right. So 7's too high. Like,
I mean, I don't think he's gonna go before Membu and Campbell.
All right. Well, I'm assuming Campbell's off the board by the time the Jets pick.
He was there. He was there today with Kiper's mock.
All right. If Campbell's there, then that needs to be considered too. That. And then you guys don't like the idea of Will Johnson, right?
I don't think they should take another corner that high.
If you don't want to give Sauce, and I'm not saying you should. If you don't want to give Sauce Gardner $30 million, doesn't this become an option? Like, we have another corner. Like, we don't need to pay you $30 million.
Yeah, but do you really think they're not going to pay Sauce?
I don't know. 30. I get that's the new market, and like, if push came to shove, I'm going to try to give him lower than that, but if I had to, I guess I'm going to give him the money because that's what they're getting now. So it becomes a question of, is he overpaid? Probably, but someone's going to overpay him. So who's it going to be? It's easier to keep your own players, so I guess you just keep him. Like, if he plays like his first 2 years, yeah, no problem. $30 million, it's yours. If he plays like he did last year, he's still good, but is he really worth $30 million?
I mean, he's better than J.C. Horner, just got 25.
Agreed. Agreed.
So they said they want to keep good players. Sauce is a good player, very good player, if not a great player after this year when he goes back to what he was his first 2 years, I believe. So I want to keep him. He's a 2-time first-team All-Pro. He wants to be here. He's a good leader. Guys like him, respect him. I think he's going to be voted captain this year. Like, I want to keep Sauce.
I want to keep him too, but like it's a hard cap league. It's not baseball. You can't just start throwing money.
Doug with a very salient point to you, Gary. Does Sauce Gardner even exist? Prove it.
Prove it by what standard?
Also,
right?
do you still not believe in achievement?
I believe that Sauce Gardner achieved All-Pro first team, I think, in his first 2 years, right? So I believe in achievement. I'm just still not really sure what that sentence means. I think I do. It was kind of like when Lane asked what's his name, Matt O'Leary, about that player, and Matt's like, I think he's good.
Dixon Hall?
No, the other one, the one in the commercial.
Clyde Media?
Yeah, he's like, "How do you feel about it?" And I was like, I think good. I think I believe in achievement. I'm just not exactly sure what that means exactly. I think I believe in achievement.
All right.
Could,
Well, I'll
could
tell
you
what,
explain
Gary.
to me what that means?
You're gonna have to ask Dave Briga.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Me, Burger. What's up, Beast? So, on some type of delay. All right.
Who is it?
Is he on the phone? I think he's on the phone, Jake. I think he's on a phone call.
Beast, you there?
I think he's on a phone call.
Beast. Yeah, it looks like it.
He's not. I clearly he doesn't know that he's on. I mean, obviously.
I've never seen it so late in Beast Attic there.
He looks like he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot to deal with. Like, I get life can be overwhelming. So I'm
Looks like
just
he's
trying
behind that 7-Eleven with that pose.
I wouldn't stir the pot with him too much. I don't know that he's stable.
Beast is as stable as it gets, Gary. Come on.
Okay. All right. I'm not gonna stir the pot with him anymore. He's
How about
he's
you
good.
and Briga? You guys all good? Have you guys
Yeah,
hugged it out?
me and Brigger are good. We're all good. I probably even vote for him in the next round. I voted for him in the first round, so I may vote for him again.
Gotcha. Who'd you vote for before I let you go in the matchup right now between Robert C. and Rick?
I had to vote for my boy Rick Kent. Had to.
It's tight, but Rick Kent appears to have enough juice to hold on and get past a fierce Robert C.
I figured that would be the case. I figured it would be tight, but people generally like Rick, and he's well connected. So there's that too. You didn't know that, did you?
What, that Rick is well connected?
Yeah.
What do you mean? Rick,
I don't know nothing about nothing, Jake. I don't know nothing about nothing.
Rick knows everyone. He's an
you
OG.
got that, you got that right.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary.
You said people walked on the moon, correct? Yeah. Prove your claim. It's not my claim, it's history's claim. You're an ignorant person. I was there. I know it went on. You were on the moon? Or you just don't believe it. Give me the evidence that people walked on the moon. You don't make any sense. All I've asked you for is evidence. You don't believe in achievement. This is irrational. You're acting like an irate 5-year-old. Listen to me, big mouth. Dave Rigger, walk like a man. It's not my claim. It's not my burden. You said you went to college. They teach you nothing? Shut up. Don't tell me to shut up. This is ridiculous. You're ridiculous. You can't have a rational conversation. You can't shut.
What a moment in time that moon debate was, huh? All right, before we get out of here, let's give a shout out to the big fella. He says, Venmo sent Beast, enjoy the shirt. Beast, we will be sending you a big fella emoji shirt, courtesy of Big Fella. Mimosa in the raffle for 10. She might be watching the show from the hospital with her mom, but she is supporting the community. Mimosa, you're awesome. 10 raffle entries for Mimosa. Let's go. Hit it, Lane Train.
The 27th pick in the NFL draft, the New York Jets select Dixon Hall out of Arizona State. What am I, a mind reader?
Jackson White, the original J, Blitz League, Edward, Dizzy, Bethpage, Chris, Johnny Boy, Yeti, and Purple Belt Mike. Boom. Now we just need to get Big Fella membership. Let's say hello right now to Australian Jet Fan and then Philly Noodles. Then we're done. Australian Jet Fan, what do you got?
Vote for Robert C right now. Anyone who hasn't voted, vote for him right now. I'm telling you, it's the best decision you'll ever make in your life.
You're that passionate about... Oh, hold on. Mimosa got Big Fella membership too. When did this happen? I must have missed that. Well, anyway, Mimosa, well done. And yesterday we said on the show it counted as double if you got it to Big Fella and PBM. So Mimosa, we're putting you down for an extra 10 memberships with that one. Nice job. Australian Jet Fan, continue.
Yeah, so I believe that if you know what's best, you'll vote for Robert C. So if you're in here and you haven't voted for Robert C, then what is you doing? I don't know what you're doing.
What is it about Robert C that captivated you?
He's just He just has aura. He just has an aura. It's just like the mystery behind the man.
That's a good point.
Like I want more. I want to see more. Like who is Robert? Who really is Robert C? And how are we going to find out if he doesn't make it through the next round?
It's a fair point, but I'll tell you what, Rick Kent feels like he has enough to get by, Australian Jet fan.
I hope this call at least changed something. I hope I could help turn the tide.
I'll tell you what, you make some good points, but it just might be Rick Kent's day.
You can't win them all.
Good call from Australia Jet fan. Oh man. Do we miss a super chat here? Philly Limp Noodle. Robert got my vote. Cactus Johnny. Robert C. #1 in my book. It's a great matchup. Barbarossa says Rick Kent being adverse to farting was a deal breaker for me. Nick Shine says 4 or 5 a.m. in Australia, committed to the Big C. Well, as we learned, Australian Jet fan is from Australia, but is currently living in Finland. So I don't know what time it is in Finland. It's probably like, what, 7 hours ahead of us, 6 hours? So 7, 8 o'clock at night. All right, I said that our last call was going to be Philly Noodles, but he had to run. So filling the roll-up closer today is the 9 seed going up against Charles Eugene M. Gorman, Johnny Boy. Hey, Johnny.
Hey, what up, Jake? How you holding up, bro?
Oh, we're living the dream.
No doubt, man. Hey, I wanted to call real quick because I had to endorse my guy, Rick Kent, man. I mean, great guy. My man's hair is always on point. Something that, I feel like Robert C. lacks a lot, pretty often as well. I mean, yesterday I was watching it with my son Gio, and he had nightmares last night. So, and we got to watch out for Peter Parker. So make sure you guys are watching out for him as well. But yeah, so I want to call him up here, man. Vote for our guy Rick Kent. He's your guy. And then, hey, look, Gary's telling the truth, man. He knows people. I better watch out. So, Jake, you're I'm gonna try to make it to that draft party, man. I'm actually gonna be on the island the week prior to that too. So that might be something I might be popping off.
We got to get you there. That would be tremendous, Johnny.
Dude, I felt like every time we were like mad close, we never ran into each other, bro. It's pretty funny, dude. But yeah, gotta peep it out, man. But hey, our Jets, man, dude, I can't wait for the draft to be over with, to be honest with you, man. It's just such a uncertainty of what they're gonna do because we really don't know. And I think they put us in a good position for us to go anywhere they really felt like the need is going to be. So with that being said, man, hey, our Knicks look good. Hey, shout out to Tracy Morgan. I hope he feels better because that was crazy seeing that last night.
That's pretty wild. The photo of him like mid-puke is just crazy.
It's nuts. I couldn't believe that. I don't even know what they said in regards to that. And today, man, in the afternoon, I got to go with the homie Jay Graves. She's going to take that W home as well. So, but all right, brother. Well, I appreciate you, man. Keep doing your thing. Try to get some rest, bro, because I know you a trip back from Texas to over here. Hey, and you still did a show. Wow.
Nonstop, baby.
Peace.
Ladies and gentlemen, Johnny Boy, check it in. Good call from him. Want to thank everyone who watched. A couple announcements at the end here. If you're in the New York area and you want to watch March Madness with me, I am hanging out with Team ESPN New York at HF Markets this upcoming Thursday from 4 to 6. 230 Park Ave. It's right next to Grand Central. It's right across the street from Alden Shoe Store, where Mr. Bonesy, of course, works. So come hang out. I'll be making an appearance there from 4 to 6. ESPN's giving out swag to everyone who shows up, and you could have some drinks and watch the NCAA tournament. So 4 to 6 this Thursday if you're in New York. Also, reminder, this show's available in podcast form. So if you want the audio version of the show, if you can't watch it live, you want to Bluetooth it to your car, if that's easier for you, Apple or Spotify, search Jake Asman Show, and it will come right up. You can listen there. Apparently, Tracy Morgan's had food poisoning that caused the vomit, so hopefully Tracy's okay. All right, folks, we can't leave without declaring a winner in today's ASMANIAC Madness tournament matchup. And on that note, polling is officially closed. And it is, in fact, the number 9 seed, Rick Kent, with a win over Robert C. 604 votes were cast. And it is a Rick Kent 52-47 victory over Robert C. So Rick Kent is moving on in our round of 32. Rick Kent will face the winner from yesterday's program, the 1 seed, the Lane Train, in the next round. Tough draw for anyone. But Rick Kent is moving on, and that means that he has a chance to take out the 1 seed in his region. So congrats to Rick. Job well done by him. We'll put the poll votes up on the screen just so everyone can officially see it for themselves. On the record, who's not watching the show live, take a look. It is there. 52-47. 604 votes in. So congrats to Rick on moving on, and a good battle by Robert C. He did his best. Ladies and gentlemen, that's a show. We're back in the 4 p.m. hour. Stay tuned for updates on when we're going live. The matchup this afternoon is a good one. Jay Graves, B-Mac, be there. I'll talk to you guys then. Thanks again for watching JETS, Jets. And even though he lost, we will still pay homage to Robert C. at the buzzer here. Go Jets.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yes.
I'm trying to do a bucket challenge.
What? He's doing the ice bucket challenge.
Can you hear me? Wait a minute, I could be heard.
No way, man. This can't be real.
I'm trying to do a bucket challenge. All right, I got it through then. I got what I did.
Wet as hell.
Yeah. Oh, wait a minute. I'm still on.
Yeah, you are. You're wet as hell, Robert.
Well, how is everyone? The bucket challenge is 10 years ago. I said I may as well bring the bucket challenge. I need to make a splash because, Rick Kent's a good guy and, he has an advantage over me. I had to take drastic measures.